You had a lot of people in agony, like Chris German. Oh boy, dude, I got some funny pictures of him. Another alumni of the show. He ran it and he did his damnedest, but man, as soon as he hit that finish line, it was his body expelled all the evils from his sins from the morning. But I got this ridiculous mustache was one thing that happened there. I was the first victim of the barber that they had set up. There was like, I mean, it was just really funny to watch people coming off there. Everybody's like, oh my God, I fucking shouldn't have done that. And I was like, yeah, dude, this is why I didn't do it. You know, like, you know, but, Kelly did it with like a champ. I mean, of course, you know, she can run. And, it was just a very interesting event. It was really cool. It was really well put together. Like, it looked really professional. They had like the barriers. They had a finish line. They had an MC that was announcing every person coming over the finish line getting announced. There was, you know, they had music playing at the gazebo. They had a bunch of different. They had a Preacher Dave's barbecue was there. Fantastic ribs, man. Like, really, really class A ribs. I mean, everything they had was good, but the ribs stood out the most. They had a bunch of tie-dye vendors. They had a beer garden. Vibrissa was there. Eavesdrop Brewery was there. Honey and Hops was there doing their thing. They had the Mustache Station. That's where I got this pedophilic handlebar right here. Flavor Saver. Yes. It's also available for rides. $10 a pop. Encouraging both sexes to join in on that, raising funds for my tattoos. But no, so it was a really cool event. It was really wild to see. I do have a bunch of stand-up material as a result of hanging out at the finish line and just being around all the runners. But shout out to Ian and Adam and Isaac rushing over at the Honey and Hops. Y'all did a great job. Like, seriously, it was very impressive, especially for y'all's first event. Like, for their first event, man, you wouldn't have been able to tell. It was like much more ironed out than some of the other things that have happened on Main Street in the past 5 years. So that was really cool. It was just really, there was like, I mean, God bless leggings, man. There was so much ass out there, man. It was tight, man. The dirty old man me was like, yeah. But it was, you know, it was cool. And it supports Movember, which is, you know, men's health awareness, you know, because we're bros and we don't like to concede to weakness, you know, like, so, you know, I think it covers everything from mental health to prostate cancer to hopefully erectile dysfunction. But, you know, it was
sponsored by Viagra's.
You know, it was sponsored by a lot of people, and I wish I had taken down their names. But yeah, it was a really cool event. You know who was not there?
Who's that?
Dewey Vaughn was not there either.
It sounds like he's an equal opportunity not supporter.
Bro, he was like, you know, the worst part is, and we're just going to roast Dewey for a few minutes here. You know, there was so much about it that I was looking forward to having Dewey on the show. Like,
he got scared. He probably watched an episode and was like, ugh.
No, he watched the Mike Hasty episodes.
Well, then what? And
he was going to come up here and he was going to show Mike Hasty who the real Silverback was. He was like, yo, I'm going to get 4 episodes, bitch. Let's go. You know, like, and we talked about it. He's like, and every time I talked about it, he's like, all right, so this is how, you know, I'm going to come in there completely blank and I want, you know, you guys just to question me. I'm like, yeah, dude, like, that's kind of what we do, man. Like, and he just didn't, you know, he was like, and I'll show you the text messages. I texted him last night, said we be here 6:45, 408 Hill Street, apartment 4. That's it. And he sent me a thumbs up. Okay, he responded. It wasn't like he ghosted me yesterday.
People get camera shy.
Yeah, man, I'm hoping that's what it is. I mean, you know, I really do.
What if he's doing another podcast?
He showed up to another podcast at 804 Hill Street.
What are y'all doing?
Man.
Where's Chris?
Yeah, right, man. It was gonna be. You know, I was hoping we'd be able to do like, you know, we'd be able to talk about, you know, how we're gonna pass his crown on to me once he decides that he's done being the king of Main
Street.
That
he's done this was a power move. So to get the Iron Throne, you're gonna have to.
God damn it, man! I was trying to go a benevolent route. You know, like
you can't now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he's not here because he's like peasants.
Man, he got shook. He got shook that Mike Hasty's story was gonna be funnier or better. I don't know, man. It is what it is, man. But anyways, Michael's gonna come on the way. He'll be able to razzle dazzle us with a bunch of nerdery. It's completely relevant still to your movie list because there's a bunch of nerdery involved in that too. So it's cool. Like,
yeah.
but we're not gonna spoil that just yet.
No, it's a surprise.
Yeah, her thing is a surprise, which can mean a lot in 2024.
I know, like nothing's really a surprise anymore. I mean,
you ain't lied yet. We just need some aliens. We need some we know they're here, but
what if they happen tomorrow? What if they're like, y'all didn't rebel? What the fuck?
Depending on how this election goes, we can do aliens next show. How about that? We want to do aliens next show.
I don't know. This dude Mike might know some aliens for real, man. He's like that, man.
He's been in the outer cosmos.
I can't work off the cuff though. I need to
prepare.
I need to prepare for this.
Man, well.
Lita's going to come in here talking about the categories of an alien. Have you seen the gray ones yet?
Yeah.
Or just the reptilians?
Quite a few movies out there like that. And one of the movies that's on my list actually made it on the list a while ago. So, yeah.
Speaking of aliens, they had that Netflix thing. It's I think it's alien abduction.
Yeah, in Brooklyn. I watched it. And
it's not about. It's sort of about aliens, but it's more about this guy and the lady that claimed. I think.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Them.
Spoiler alert: this lady's a lying bitch. That's what I like. And
it's also the power of persuasion because a lot of people were agreeable, but it's if you have a way of speaking and saying that. You saw something and did you see it too? And because it's really suggestive. So I don't know. I remain skeptical. I think that it would be naive for me to say that there's nothing out there that we are the only living entities in the entire universe. However, I don't think aliens are coming to visit us because they don't give a fuck.
If so, the way that those type of aliens exist and that makes logical sense to me is yeah, we're like livestock to them. So it would make sense that they snatch one or two of us. And
Dewey's live, guys. Dewey's live. Hold on. We're going to call this Bama.
I just feel like we would have gotten a little bit more than just a few people that are I saw some shit in the sky. Or
the one guy that was going across the bridge.
Put an anal probe on me.
Yo, Dewey, where the hell you at, bro?
I'm in my house.
Well, we know you ain't here. Are you gonna come over or what, dude?
Yeah, but I messed up. I went to the hill instead of Hill Street.
Oh, all right. Well, we're here waiting for you, man. I'm gonna cancel. I'm gonna tell Mike you just go home. Appreciate you, bro, but yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna be waiting for you, Dewey. Hurry up, man. We need you. We love you. We want you. I just roasted the shit out of you. Yeah, come and defend your honor.
I don't need to defend my honor. I have no honor.
Yeah, I know, man. I was trying to give you some credit, man. All right, man. We're looking forward to your arrival, and I'm gonna go ahead and just erase my whole Facebook post because
I'll get up there.
All right.
I'll tell you what. I'm 28 sheets in the wind.
All right, bet, dude. Oh, Lord. Sounds good, dog.
All right.
As long as he doesn't say dog,
all right, here
pussy,
we go.
We're good.
Yep. Peace.
The last person we had pissed drunk on the show.
Oh my god, I don't he doesn't strike me as a guy that gives a fuck about dog genitalia. So
yeah,
I think we're good.
I don't know anybody who does except for.
So Michael just is pulled up right now. So I don't know.
It'll be a full house again.
Yeah, full house.
It'll counter the 78 sheets to the wind? Is that what he said?
Yeah, I guess so, man. I guess
it's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah, here we go,
celebration time.
I think that goes back to kind of our root. We've become much more structured and I think mature over the past year. We've really come into our own because our first shows. It was basically we were it was all over the place.
Yeah, we weren't on camera too, so
yeah.
Oh man, there was a good few weeks where I'm like, it sounds like shit.
Oh yeah, dude, I was fucking frustrated as fuck.
Listen to it, and I couldn't hear shit. And now you can hear us. So yay!
Oh man, yay for
all
right. Who is, come on in. There he is. All right, Michael's here. Dewey's actually gonna show up too, so we're gonna have a full house in here. Come on, pull on up. This is your seat. Yeah, pull up. This is your chair right here. I don't know if you've done this before or not, but basically, get that thing about ball sacks, width away from your chin. You want to put on the yeah, dude. Thanks for coming out, man. If you want to throw on those, put on your headphones so you can make sure you can hear yourself, hear us. Yeah, man. Well, thank you very much. You can go ahead and once you get yourself, you want to get those headphones? What's up?
Yeah, we live.
Yeah, we live, brother.
Nice.
Live like a motherfucking suicide.
Trouble you for some water.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, just here. Let me scoot out of the way for you real quick. Hold on. Michael's gonna go get his water on. There's some charcuterie in there too if you need a little nibble.
You have to go into the ghetto to get out here.
Oh man, it's good. You know, it's good having a traditional white guy here.
Like honestly, that's like the second you're the second person I've heard.
You're good.
I actually lived in the ghetto, and I'm like, these people are crazy.
Hold
like,
on one
have
second.
they ever like walked through the ghetto before? Because it is not this.
Yeah,
Like a real ghetto? Hey,
Anything that's
like-
in a bottle or can.
Like
anything.
Section 8 or
I don't
something.
trust
Like
the pipes. Is the thing.
so.
Anywhere.
Yeah,
It's my general
that's
rule.
that's. I don't know. Like
Oh my God.
I wouldn't count like Manassas Park as the ghetto either, and that's where you were. So yeah, that's sort of that's like middle class, I would say.
So there were as long as it's a HUD house.
Yeah. See, now, like, where I grew up in Alexandria, that shit was straight up fucking ghetto. Section 8.
Oh man,
How do I sound right here?
get the mic a little bit closer. Like I said, man, it's like
Fully extend it? How's that?
yeah, if you can, or if you can move yourself forward.
Yeah, I can do that too.
This is definitely a good posture check too, which is like that's my thing. I make sure like I get my good posture check in during this part of the week. Oh man, all right. So introduce yourself, my man. Or actually, what were we talking about before this Bama got on here?
Oh, the ghetto.
The ghetto, yes, yes. People
people's
think
weird perception of what a ghetto should be or should look like.
you know what it should look like. It should look like. I don't know, man. I was actually born in what you would call the ghetto. I was born in Southeast Washington, D.C., at Greater Southeast Hospital. My parents lived in Lincoln Heights in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Yeah, man, there was definitely a drop in there's a drop of cream in the coffee that morning. And yeah, my brother and my sister, yeah, they grew up a little bit, and we grew up a little bit in Oxon Hill. I was a baby, so I mean, you know, it kind of counts. I think that the water may have influenced some of my penchants in life. You know, love the hip hop music, love the fried chicken. Thick white women, all that stuff, proclivities for felonious behavior, so never mind. Anyways, but you are right. It's wild, like when people are like, "Oh my gosh," they're like, the ghetto anywhere outside of like, and even we say that, and then there's probably people that are like, real like from like South Side Chicago are like, "You think that's ghetto?" And then some old Jews are like, "You think that's ghetto? I'll tell you what, the real ghetto. Let me tell you who the real ghetto was." All right, that's my mild racist humor for the. Listen, you know, our country has become addicted to racism, so it's like alcoholism. You can't just like cut it all the way out. You got to wean off. So I'm gonna be
having that shitty uncle at like any sort of like holiday thing that is like,
And you
hey,
know
you want to
what?
hear a joke? And you know it's going to be a racist
Like,
joke. You just know it.
especially if you bring somebody with you that hasn't been around your family, and you're like, don't talk to Uncle Frank.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, that's me. I'm Uncle Dude. I was coming with my classic racist joke, which is, you know, once you've heard Juan, you've heard Jamal.
I definitely.
See, it's just
Da-da-da-da-da.
just a little bit, just a little
I
bit.
really like this room. It's got a lot of great stuff in it that I like. Yeah.
All right, so Michael Barbie, my man.
Oh yeah, I'll introduce myself.
Yes, do it, baby. Let's go.
Hey, well,
You know George and Lita?
no, I don't.
No.
But,
So now-
Oh wow. Okay, so
Hello, guy
Yeah,
that I
dude.
don't know.
I thought you guys might have known each other from
roll
the.
up.
I thought everybody just knows each other.
You're
all right?
live.
Welcome to the party.
No pressure.
That's what makes it fun. I don't mind. So I'll give an introduction that I gave earlier today when my name is Michael Warner Barbine. I was born in New York.
New York City or
Manhasset Hospital for all the hackers out there. By the end of this podcast, you will have all of my password secret question answers or whatever. So
Favorite color?
my grandmother's maiden name was Lawrence, but I know her as
all right.
Grandma Hildegard. One thing you should know about me is that I throw myself a birthday party once a month on the first Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? What spurred that on?
I didn't want to go to the bar every Friday.
on that first Friday, I get fucking hammered.
I schedule it.
I've got a scheduled drunk appointment on the next Friday.
So a bar being years essentially 12.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's like dog years, but
What else? Let's see. Yeah, so I moved to Virginia when I was like 5 or 6. Herndon. I went to Noakesville Elementary School.
all right, right on.
Yeah, go Tigers.
Yeah.
So we're going. We're gonna get all of them.
Lake Plesiosaurus for life, baby. What was? Do you remember yours,
Fuck no, I fucking hated school.
Lita? Do you remember your elementary school and its mascot?
Pierce School Elementary, and we were the Pierce School Pandas, and that was in Alexandria.
Ooh, that's kind of cool, and I like that. I like that. All right, let's.
I know middle school we were the Sabres, which is the lamest shit. I'm a Thord.
Mike, I think let's retro engineer this conversation though, because I think that it's good to know where you came from, but we want to know where you're at right now. You're an interesting dude. Like I follow a lot of your antics on the Facebook. You tell me, but you've invited me to some of these events, which I'm like, I have to work at. I have to work when it's happening, and I see these amazing the video of y'all playing N64 on the boat, the raft on Lake Ann, which is where I grew up. And we used to drive around. Like my buddy had a boat, his family had a boat, and we'd go drive around and take bong hits and do all the wild stuff the kids do.
That was a fun night.
Yeah, that looked really fun. So what are your current endeavors and?
Oh, well, when you called me, and I'll walk backwards from just like, I don't think I properly answered your question when I was on my couch, on my laptop watching Better Call Saul, season 3, episode 8. I think I'm on right now.
Nerd.
Right, and
It's a great show.
So I think it's the first time I'm going all the way through it. I don't remember watching all anyway, and so I was doing to pay the bills right now. I'm doing some digital forensics work. Like somebody got ransomware attacked, and so I'm just kind of figuring out
cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like Batman. Kind of they call me and we need you.
Do you answer I've got it?
Depends on the time of day. Yeah, so I was doing that. I do not like talking about myself, but I'm gonna do it for you guys.
You do it for us.
Do it, baby. Make deep eye contact and breathe heavy in your mouth.
So, Chris was mentioning that you have something to do with space.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So
space is rad, dude. I love space. I've always wanted to go there. I have a tattoo about it.
Why not? If Lost in Paradise is really my when I think of it, what does a good time seem like? Fifth Element, right? So So I guess I was living in Texas in 2021. This is how I really became a space nerd officially. It's that a bat flew into my apartment window, and I was living in downtown San Antonio on Houston Street, and there was a bridge down, and the bats mate during I think it was October, November 2021. And so anyway, so me and my friend Josh are kicking it in my apartment on a Friday night. A bat flies in. We barrel roll. I'm get the fuck out. I'm scream. We ended up in the hallway just laughing our asses off because I'm using the door as a shield, and I had the shoe hanger thing on the inside, the organizer thing, and I'm just throwing my shoe. Some of them went out the window. I broke my TV. Yeah. Anyway, so long story short, I left the apartment and I took Josh home, and I grabbed my go bag because I have one of those get your bag and go, and I
bug out bags.
I got in my van. I've got a camper van, restored a '79 Volkswagen bus camper. It's
Vanagon.
It's a Riviera. It's pretty much. Vanagon's a little more off road, 4-wheel drive. But they're nice, really nice. Anyway, so that's my go car. So I didn't know where to go because there's a bat in my apartment. But it was one of those buildings. So one of those buildings where you can put in a maintenance ticket to change a light bulb. So I just sent the one for the bat and just said I'd be back on a couple days. I didn't come back for a week. Where I went south to the city of Starbase. which is where they were building the largest like rockets humans have ever built. All of them, like all the rockets before it are just. This has 33 rocket engines in it. Like the ones at Canaveral, like 3 at the most. That's the largest one that they have in production, right? Canaveral, it's where But at Starbase is like the R&D place. So they said they were building a city. So I was like, I'm gonna go check this out. I've never seen a city. I've never seen a city get built in my lifetime. Like I was always born after the main street was developed.
Yeah.
So the idea of like building a city to me was like, Anyway, I heard about this place and I just thought it was a good time to go. So I ended up moving there a couple months later, and I think that maybe that's where you get some of the pictures from. I think
Awesome.
of me like posting, around rockets.
Do you see any weird shit like in the sky other than the like any alien shit or like lights or any unexplained shit, or is it just like, hey, there's rockets over there?
I think the coolest the skies ever looked was in like the Arizona desert, just like not on drugs, just you don't need them. Like there's some stuff out there, like you got to see it. Like if you haven't, really deep. You don't have. It's just things are happening.
I definitely saw the
like no light pollution, so you
At
can
all,
see
yeah.
literally everything.
Yeah, like the illest sunrise I ever saw was I think it was in between Texas and Las Cruces, New Mexico. I stayed up on the bus to see the sun come up over the horizon, and that shit's just like slowly, and then it's like, like the world is awake. But yeah, like definitely go
Still
to
there.
DC. I like. For me, like coming out here was like, holy fuck, you can actually like see stuff. Like when I lived over at your house, like you guys are all the way up the top of the mountain, and you like just being up there because there's less houses and the houses usually turn off their lights and shit like that. Yeah, it was a lot easier to see. Like, oh, you're like, oh shit, I can definitely see the Big Dipper all the time, even at like unless it's cloudy. But like if you go towards like Skyline Drive at night, you can see all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
but like,
especially like around like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you can see Orion's belt, like just depending on the time.
Colorado had some ill ass stars. Like it was
Same.
like I don't know if it's because like you're up higher or whatever, but it was definitely like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that was a little surreal.
Like the first time I went and I took fucking acid and DMT, that shit was great.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that, but it was pretty cool. Like I was in awe of the beach. But I've always been kind of like a mountain person, so I see a mountain, I'm like, oh my god, it's bigger than my mountain.
Oh, is that what you? That's
Big old mountain.
That plays in your head.
Yeah.
When we were going to the fucking like the what's it called, the Shining Hotel, like I remember like we went around one turn. And you were like,
Yeah,
fucking,
like we just
like a kid
pressed it over the hill. I'm like, oh my god, you guys, it's so beautiful.
And Brendan's
They're
like,
just
yep,
like,
I've seen this
he's-
before.
Yeah, he's like, I live here. This is not.
This is my daily commute.
You can actually, you can see in our backyard. You can see a lot because we don't, unless the neighbor. Well, even with the neighbors there, but so if the neighbors aren't there, they don't have their lights on. We get a fair. We don't have any light pollution because we can turn off all the lights in the crib. But tonight is the tail end of the torrid meteor shower.
Oh.
So there's recharge your crystals, go outside and see them if you can. Well, I think there's a cloud cover, so it's kind of bollocks.
This is going to sound extremely shitty. I don't know if I've actually seen a comet or a meteor.
Oh man, just go out. Yeah, man, you could see a lot.
That's unfortunate.
Come over to the crib, dude.
I mean, I definitely like. So the most vivid thing that I've ever seen on acid, and it was fucked up. It was like I stopped looking at the sky. There was this like really like fucking bright.
What is
like,
your name again?
George.
Nice to meet you, George. What did you dream about last night?
I do not dream that often. I don't know, or I don't remember my dreams.
Yeah, you do. Everyone dreams. You just don't.
Like
remember.
when I do have dreams, I'm like, it was the one where I get kicked off the boat again, or it's that one where I keep falling out of my bunk bed. Like it's never like, yo, I had Wolverine claws and I battled for justice and safety.
You ever have the tooth fall out one? I have. Like,
nah,
this is my the dishwashing for like 8 hours straight one.
Well, I used to have one that was Jesus Christ,
That's terrible.
Like I used to have like a dream, and then I watched some movie, the one about sleep paralysis, and I was like, oh, I guess I had sleep paralysis as a kid because I would always have this dream where this. I always grew up in houses with like sliding glass doors or like apartments with them, so like it was the same dream no matter where I was. Like I would hear noise at the back door, and I would like open the fucking curtains and be like, oh, what's there? and there'd be nothing there, and then I'd open the door and something would like grab me and hold me on the floor, and then fucking I had that dream for fucking like 10 years straight. And it was like one of the only dreams that I would have. And then I fucking saw this documentary about sleep paralysis, and I was like, oh, I was almost dying. Fuck.
See, mine, I'm never like walking towards anything. I'm like laying there and I open my eyes. I feel like I'm still awake and I can see somebody standing there. And I cannot scream. I cannot do anything. It's just someone staring at me, like looking down at me. And I'm like, get to the point where you're like, you try to move your arms, like, like to wake yourself up, and it doesn't work.
How's it go again?
Say, yeah, like you're just laying there and you're like,
Someone opened the door.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, I think Charlie's about to pry the door open.
Yeah.
He might have popped the door open.
Yeah, I have a dog named Charlie. He has a bone, and he's still being.
Well, yeah.
Lauren, you can watch my dog during this show for money.
I brought treats.
Charlie's being.
He's being extra tonight.
Being a little extra.
So the most vivid thing I've ever seen this guy, and this is a hilarious story. Kelly remembers this very vividly. We had met some friends. It was during pandemic, and we met this couple who was here for a anarchist homesteading convention that was had. Like, yeah, isn't that wild? Yeah, and it was, I forget where it was. It was near town. We met this couple, and they were pretty. You could tell they were pretty well to do, but they just acted like they were hippies or whatever. But they like drove like an Audi, you know.
They're chippies.
Yeah, but they were cool as shit. And this guy was amazing. He'd come into Vinova during the pandemic and spend, you know, several $100s in a sitting just to make sure we would stay open. He told me that. He was like, yeah, man. Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
I forget what his name was. Damn, dude. But anyways, we go. So his girlfriend and him come over, and we're out back, and we're smoking tons of trees, and and he brings out a nice bottle of like Weller's bourbon, and we're drinking that, and we're just like all like, you know, just totally like wild. We're sitting around the campfire. All of a sudden, we look in the sky, and we see a line of dots.
Oh,
you're gonna love this. You see a line of dots,
right,
and they're moving like this. They're moving like do 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 do, like completely synchronized. They're brighter than the
like
stars.
Galaga,
and it was one of the first Starlink. It was one of the first Starlink satellites. So me and these two hippies were like, "Oh my God, this is it! We're getting taken over! Oh my God!" I was like, "What are you guys gonna do?" They were like, "I don't know, man." I was like, "I'm gonna offer you guys up. I'm gonna tell them I know how to cook y'all and make you fat."
It. So the other day, someone was like telling me about like it's not quite as good of a story as they were just. It's out there. It's like what? I didn't realize how significant this must have been. I think Starlink is the most amazing thing. Like that. Anybody like the fact that like it's available is a miracle. I really do.
Well, I know it's a big deal in like places that are super remote. I've heard like people that like do like mountain hunting talk about them, how they can like, you know, contact people if they're hurt, and then like developing nations where they don't have like cell towers.
Dude, you can probably with like the right, you know, I mean, I love the mountains too. I've been around for a long time. With the right equipment, you can Netflix and chill on Everest or something like that. Like you could never do that before, but with the right, but you could do that.
Who's the first person that's going to die on Everest watching a documentary?
You do it because
watching a documentary, watching Pornhub.
You do it because you can do it. That's the whole point of life is because you can. Like,
or they're referencing like, damn, I think we're stuck. Maybe we should.
Yeah, that's it.
Yo, let's watch Alive.
Right? Yeah, I'm gonna go gadget arms. I don't know. We should.
Just make sure we're not doing what they did.
I need like a 3 inches to the left.
Yeah,
so,
man,
I'm really clumsy
I think he
too.
might be an alien, dude. This motherfucker. This motherfucker. You know what else he does? We haven't even touched on yet. Is speak in relation to Starlink. You're working on a. Are you allowed to talk about this?
You're talking about
your phone
the
booth.
thing.
Yeah, the thing. Yes, the thing. Will you talk about the thing?
Oh yeah,
He's got a really cool project that he's working about. Like
we could talk about the phone booth for sure.
We'll talk about his thing later. How's you doing? I was actually told. I'm gonna say I got to embarrass the shit out of you real quick, Mike. But according to folklore on the street, there was a time where you whipped it out on a couple female friends of mine, and they say you're packing a hog. Can you confirm or deny this rumor? I'm leaving the names out, but I'm going to tell you.
Did they tell you because they want to get in contact with me and they want my phone number?
I don't know.
I don't remember that at all. But hey,
you came in.
Probably did.
You came into Catamount once, and they were sitting at a booth together, and then you left, and they're like, "Oh yeah, dude, I seen that dude's wiener," and I was like, "Oh man, that's spectacular," and they were like, "Yeah, it was gigantic." So good for you, man.
I don't know.
Just want to say congratulations on your wang.
That's pretty embarrassing to say.
Chris is going to bring a trophy out of the other room.
I would think that like hearing the opposite, you know, opinion of that would be embarrassing. Like, man, it was tiny, like a little helmet in a bush. So yeah, I think so. You should be flattered. It's
Well, I'm not like offended or anything like
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
sorry, bro.
I can't believe anybody talked about my huge dick.
Yeah, don't worry. When Dewey gets on, I'm gonna make sure that we accentuate his micropeen.
So let's
Look like a little robin egg.
let me just plot out my day as it happened.
He's like, all right. So anyway,
Kind of like it was like it would be like kind of like this, and then like all of a sudden I show up here. And so whatever.
you were doing a report. He was doing a work report, weren't you? Before, like when I hit you up.
Work report. Better Call Saul. Thinking about. Oh, actually, I was thinking about something else. Anyway, I was actually thinking about the Star phone because that really is the coolest thing ever.
And that's the project that you're working on.
It started out as a so something. If you just scroll down my Instagram, if you'll find lots and lots of old rotary phones. Something about my personality, I just think that they're awesome. In general, the internet's pretty cool too. I think it's gonna take off one day. Anyway, so one evening, about a little over a year ago, I was camping on the beach, Boca Chica Beach in Texas, 100 yards from the launch pad where they caught the rocket recently, the Starship rocket, big deal. And the other 100 yards in the other direction is the ocean, the Gulf of Mexico. And so I'm on the highway. Campers popped up. I'm just hanging out with some friends. I called it Burning Land because I always have a computer with me. I have one right now, or like a Nintendo Switch, something. Anyway, technology is probably in my backpack somewhere. Anyway, so on this day, I just decided to put up just as like an art installation. I guess in retrospect, it's something I would do. But I set up an old rotary phone. I nailed it to a 2x4. I nailed a public phone sign on it, and then I put it just on the side of the road. But I activated it on the cell phone network with using Bluetooth, a Bluetooth area network. So it was using my phone as but I just left it there. I had another. Anyway, people used it. It was free. There was no ads. There was no like collect coins or nothing. It was just there. It was just kind of like I really just wanted the selfie because the rocket's behind it, and I thought it was cool. But then like those people were drawn to it, so I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Made some new friends, and from that point, a couple days later, maybe a couple weeks later, the phone rusted out. It hasn't worked since, and so my lease was up on. I was living on South Padre Island, which is an island in Texas. For anyone who doesn't know,
like there's islands in Texas.
There's an island in Texas.
The Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, it was the end of the pandemic, and I was working remote, and it hadn't ended they hadn't lifted the official what do you call it, the state of emergency.
Lockdown.
So I figured I had another year. I went and moved to at least a furnished condo. I put all my stuff in storage and just anyway. Spent a year on the beach. It was awesome, but I could see the rocket launch pad from my patio, right? Like down there, it was like 6 miles down the coast. Really, once in a life. I never planned this. Like it wasn't like that. Spent all of my money, broke. like this is anyway. So I put so I put a phone on the side of the road. It's kind of weird. I was not planning on leaving it there, but still a year later, it's still standing there. And because the phone broke, and I didn't want to keep on putting nice stuff on the side of the road, I started working on a booth when I moved back to Virginia, which was always the plan because I moved down there during the pandemic to begin with in 2020 from here, from Reston. But yeah, anyway, doesn't matter. It's all the same. So now I'm working on a space grade 7'5" stainless steel. It's 12 gauge, maybe 14 gauge. It's still some testing. Just before you cut the metal for the booth, it's 799 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's not going to blow over, which is one of the things you don't want with a phone booth. You want it to stand there also, right, and stable, right? And so in this so designing for this environment in particular, there's sandstorms because of the ocean. You got 33 rocket engines in the other direction. I just thought it was a really good place to maybe test keeping a computer online. Throughout like the most chaotic environment that I know of on Earth. Everything rusts, nothing survives this beach. It's insane. So yeah.
Well, man. So when you started telling me about this like a while ago, and you were, I saw the pictures and everything. I was like, all right, I guess this man wants to make a payphone or something. But now that you've added the explanation, so it's like my dummy brain.
What is this?
That's a 3D printed. Scaled
I thought you brought out like one of them things from Hellraiser, and you were
like
going to be
that.
like,
It looks like a
I have
coffin,
solved
sort
it.
Yeah, so it
It looks like a TARDIS.
Yeah, I was about to say the evolution of TARDIS. This is it.
Well, it's
the obelisk from fucking.
Man,
I can't take credit for the design. Patrick Modine designed it. He's a brilliant engineer.
Patrick
Modine.
What's up,
Whatever.
dog?
Yeah.
At your boy.
P. Modi.
Oh man, yeah, this is super
Yeah.
rad, dude.
Yeah, I actually met Patrick when because I left a phone on the side of the road. Like people started calling me and messaging me on the internet, like wondering why and the locals and out of respect, I was like, hey, like it's safe, like it's I'm not disrupting the environment, it's clean. If it's something happens, let me know. I'll take care of it.
So is it like hardwired to anything? I imagine it's not like it's not pot lines or anything like that. Is it like a cellular communicator or?
Yeah. So initially it was just using after going to use just LTE with a bigger antenna, because that's really part of the challenge with having a signal is that like the one in our phones are pretty small, so it's just a bigger antenna. The LTE is free now. Like you can make local calls, information services, and emergency service calls for free with a phone. Usually it's the ones with the flip phones. You just keep one in your glove box. It's charge with the charger, and like you never know. It'll always make phone calls, so you can do that. And then, but the ideation after I had done that came more in the form of like, oh well, what if there wasn't always on a public use phone booth that was like where you could rely on it being there, like maybe after a flood or like recently a hurricane, we were just like shrink wrapping generators with Starlinks on the top and sending them.
Yeah.
And I think that's great that we can do that, but I think it would be cooler if there was already something there. So a modernized phone booth in my eyes would have a hybrid connectivity approach where you have both satellite and ground cellular infrastructure. But I also just kind of hung up on the box because I don't really care what goes inside of it, because it could be like ham radios for all I care. It could be a mesh network of all sorts of things. There's so many different ways to communicate and bring people and connect people that I think that if there was just a really good enclosure for it is probably one of the most important things. So a lot of work has gone into the design of that, and with a lot of help. So I think there's 101 ways to make a phone. I just think that needs a box. Okay, the simple plan. I'm making a really big box at 7'5". Let's call it a booth. And inside of the box is a computer. Let's call it a phone. Phone booth.
So ham radio. I've seen these license plates. What is ham radio? What is that, an acronym for a certain band or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a
Hard as a motherfucker, dog.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
I would put it in the category of signals communication, radio communication. Yeah. Just there's all sorts of ways to do that too, right? It's just, but at the end of the day, there's lots of bands, and my favorite tone is 2600.
Yo, that's tight.
I didn't think I was going.
2600.
There's a magazine called 2600.
Dude, if you would have done like the noise of that frequency, I'd have been like,
Bob Rob.
That's a Bub Rub.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, Little Sis and Bub Rub.
Yeah.
And it goes, woo,
He does that.
You're supposed to be up in the morning cooking bacon.
Breakfast for somebody.
Breakfast.
That's like an alarm clock. Woo, woo!
that is some throwback internet right
Yeah,
there.
Did you see the Star Wars remix?
No, I will check it out. Post show.
He's judging you for your lack of memory.
Well, there's so much trash on the internet. Like I can help you with like the really good stuff.
I mean, the early internet,
These guys
the early internet shocking stuff was usually just like a picture and it would pop up on your computer. Like there was like Meat Spin. I remember that one. That was comic gold.
Lemonparty.org.
Lemon Party, yeah. Like
Lemonparty.org.
Like when I worked at Interpunk, it would definitely, you'd leave and go to lunch and you come back from like fucking Chick-fil-A and next thing you know, like somebody put Meat Spin on your computer. And little known fact, if Meat Spin goes to 100 meat spins, it starts playing a song that's like, it's the anal cunt song. He's like, I just saw the gayest guy on earth. And like you come back from lunch and this little dude Adam would come, like he would sneak into people's offices and put it on there. So as soon as you open your door to your office, it would be like loud as shit on your speakers and everybody would hear the shit.
Sorry to interrupt you, George. What is your name again?
Lita.
Lita.
Mm-hmm.
How do you spell that?
Lita.
Okay, got it. It's registered. Have you ever used chat roulette?
No.
Really?
No, I have not.
Why? right. What's the
familiar, or like, are you making an inference?
I'm just being awkward with it, I guess.
What about Omegle? Have you ever used Omegle? Because that's where the
helicopter.
I've tried that like one time, and I just
Did anybody ever try chat roulette?
Nah.
Nope.
I did once. I did. Once I was kind of like freaked out by it. But if you don't know what it is, like you open up this website called Chat Roulette, and it just rotates through webcams, people on their webcam that are consenting to it. Like
sort of like Omegle.
And this is like something from 20 years ago or something like that. But it would just be like, okay, I didn't know what to do with it, so I just like put a sock on my hand and like drew like the face, you know, and just kind of let
like Sif and Ollie did.
I did that for about 5 minutes, laughed my ass off, and then never went to the site again.
On Omegle, there's a gentleman that dresses like or has a sock or a Muppet basically of Kermit. That dude is hilarious. And
he like
when he brings out
helicopters a cucumber.
I'm gonna ruin your childhood. Helicopter.
That's so shouty. Or what does he say? My bad, shouty.
My bad, shouty.
Yeah. No, I never like.
That's
never
the BGC.
I went on Omegle like maybe like 1 or 2 times. But
no Kermit.
No,
man.
I was like mostly
that's what they
like
used to call me.
I was more like big into music, so like there used to be this like chat for Tool, like Toolband.com had like their own like
Toolband.com.
Yeah, and it was like just people that like that music. And
how many wieners did you see?
I saw quite a few, actually.
That's what like the whole thing about chat roulette is, that it's like normally dudes are just leading off.
They're like, the camera starts with their dick.
Yeah.
I mean, like aggro, sort of like metal heads. Yeah, of course. Of course, you're gonna see.
You like Tool? How you feel about penis?
Like, you want to see my Tool?
I don't know. According to the internet, you could be like, you like cupcakes? Here's some penis.
What's the bell for?
Oh, that's when anything really good gets said.
It's like a like the badump.
It's like an exclamation point.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So is there going to be internet porn capabilities inside of the phone booth?
It is the inside of that phone booth non-stick.
Yeah, right. There'll be a tissue dispenser. Oh man, I'm just kidding, dude.
No, it's an inevitability that this like some type of bodily fluid, whether it's like, you know, if you put one in like San Francisco, that thing's gonna fill up at least with shit.
Yeah, I know. It sounds so.
Is it gonna be microbial inside?
Yeah, can you hose it down?
I think no matter what it ends up being, it's always gonna have a phone in it. So
he's like, all right, enough of the dick jokes about my baby.
It's always gonna have a phone in it. And phones definitely will take you to your website or whatever. You could dial up for sure.
This is something to think of for like for your design team. You maybe putting in like the those infrared lights that can kill germs. You know what I'm saying? So it can,
the UV lights.
UV lights. So it sterilizes it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's a great idea.
Not a sermon, just a thought. But
Don't
I
they
don't know. I'm baked, dog. We're gonna talk about a fucking
don't
phone
they-
booth in the middle of a blast field, man. This is some new next level shit for Helltown Radio. And soon Dewey will be here, and we'll be able to like talk about medieval times.
I think it's the coolest thing I've ever done. I really do. I've done a lot. I could do a lot of stuff, and for some reason, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just want to work on this phone booth. I don't know what has come over me. Something.
It's a passion. It's like your masterpiece.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's your Moby Dick.
I think I do remember getting hit in the head with a telephone when I was young, but.
Is this?
No, it's just
it's just Charlie.
It's
it's not the dog Dewey.
Yeah, so
probably lost again.
Dude, lost, man. That's bad, man.
It might be.
He's gonna get here at 9:00. We'll be like, well,
maybe it'll be like an ice machine in space, or like it's really hard to make ice in the desert. Have you ever tried that? Or like, it's also really hard to get a voting machine in a desert, given this.
Yeah.
So being able to drop it with a parachute, would be really cool, because once it lands, it's not going to move, and you don't have to pour cement for it. So it shouldn't disrupt the land around it. That's something that's really important to me. Also, something that's really important is that these panels. So I wanted to make it a really efficient design, and we had to work really hard on this. So it's 4 sheets of stainless steel. So they comes in a roll initially, but it comes in the sheets. 4x8 is like your standard. 4x10 is like also pretty standard. So 4 sheets. What we do is we cut it at an angle. 1, 2, right? And then we bend it, kind of like the Cybertruck bent it. It's actually a really interesting manufacturing process. They were able to scale the bending of metal like that. So, but with 4 sheets, it comes together. It's just 4 sides. But the way that we actually get the roof and the floor is by bending it a second time at a 90-degree angle. But it's really efficient because there's almost no wasted metal just by design. But the plan is to use the cut,
and that's just for like
structural
integrity, correct? Like,
but it's very according to the it's very durable.
All right.
And like minimized welding points, but it still needs to be assembled. But just doesn't really.
Right.
It's really so.
Yeah, I work in a sheet metal place, and that's definitely it's working with stainless. They're significantly heavier.
And it's really hard to work to.
Oh yeah,
do anything in the metal industry. Like I learned that. And I think that's what kind of makes me want to do it even more.
I mean, you got to find somebody with either a laser cutter or a plasma cutter, and you got to find somebody that knows how to not fuck that up when they're bending it, and with the proper machinery, because you can bend any type of metal with just regular press, but to get those right angles, I've seen stuff that's like you put them in buildings and they have to be stainless because they're going underneath of big units, and it looks like shit just because they're cut it and weld it. To make the bends it'll look really cool, and it's just don't let anybody try to weld that shit.
Yeah,
I took some welding classes this year. It was really fun, but I suck at.
It's hard.
Yeah,
I've tried it. It's really hard to get the beating right. Of
all the shop classes that I just to kind of self-educate, wood shop, metal, I took industrial sewing this year. I'm
gonna make some flags.
Plastic injection molding, of all the things.
Iron Man.
Welding was my favorite, trade skill. It's not like I'd never done it before. It's just that I'm kind of so far removed from being it's. When you get in the weeds of anything, you start to really, it gets complicated.
Oh yeah. Once you get past the tertiary knowledge of something, and you get to the technical details, you're like, oh fuck, this almost overwhelming.
The types of welds, the different ways that you can weld.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't do an aluminum welding class. That's still on the list, but
that they do some of that, but usually, with aluminum, you just button it together, button lock. So it's a lot easier than finding somebody that can weld aluminum.
I'd love to build a factory in a school in or around this area someday. Before I die, that's a goal is to build factory school. Well, the factory probably has more robots in it.
Yeah.
But the school has only humans, and it's you can learn stuff, and somewhere in the middle you can blow stuff up. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but it should be all in one place.
How far do you think we are away from real robots, household robots? I know the factories are gonna have them within the next
already
5
have those if you think about it.
Well, I'm talking about the
iRobot.
Pre iRobot, where you have it's an appliance. You have your microwave, your synth droid, these things that you just have as part iPhone. You have these things.
Pleasure model.
I don't know. You can have my house is set up completely. With the blink.
Turn off my lights.
I can access any camera in my house just through my phone. So
can we do that right now and fuck with somebody in your house?
Yeah, and it also I can
Can we let's do it right now?
Are you live 24/7?
Let's be this is God.
I'm my father's caregiver, and he lives with me now. And when I first got the Alexa, you had this is God thing.
Oh yeah,
and my dad was just kind of walking around in the kitchen, so I was like, go ahead and do it now. And he's like, Dave, this is God. My dad, I could see him in the camera just going like this.
Yeah, we should not have scared him. He was like, oh no.
No, he knew exactly who it was. I got home, he was like, don't you ever fucking do that again. Scared the shit out of me. So yeah, man. It just depends on what I think we have it now.
Well,
they just don't walk around.
Maybe the tactile robot do stuff for you, something that you can be yo, go do my laundry.
I mean, Roomba. Roomba like cleans your floors.
I would never get a Roomba because I've definitely seen like horror stories with pets and Roombas, like where it's making a goddamn pentagram in your fucking bathroom. Because your cats are good shit. There's like I saw this one where the dog was like actually like sitting on top of the Roomba, shitting off the back of it. It's like, yo, like, that dog did that intentionally. He's like, have you ever seen my shit run?
Well, now you can.
A Roomba cleaning in a pentagram shape. So
Dude. Yeah, dude. Like it's just fucking terrible. It was just a bunch of lines on the goddamn carpet of shit. Oh, it was white carpet too. Like,
Oh god, that's terrible.
Woof.
Why would you have a white carpet?
I
with
don't know,
pets?
but my parents had it. We had a house, I think, when I was in middle school, and for some reason, out of all the rooms, the dining room had motherfucking white carpet. I was like, this is the dumbest fucking move ever. Why would you have white carpets? So it was like they'd be fucking shampooing that shit like every other week. Somebody drops some spaghetti next day.
spaghetti on it. It's like red stains all over the place.
Yeah, I would never get like. Actually, I take that back. There's this white carpet I keep seeing. I'll see it every couple of years. It's like it's a bathroom rug, and as soon as you step on it, it turns red. It's supposed to look bloody.
Don't buy it.
What, really? Is that bad?
Yeah, it's bad. It's not like it doesn't absorb anything. It's just like a flat. Like,
yeah, so it's just put some dog hair on the floor.
It's literally like a sheet.
Oh.
Like I can't describe. It's almost like leather, except like not.
Oh,
leather.
one of those like hard ones that you would see in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's not like it's not impressive.
Oh.
I was unimpressed.
It's like what those gloves.
Thanks
would do.
Facebook for suggesting that ad, and then because I'm gonna buy it, and then I did.
I'll buy all the.
I got an ad for I don't even want to say it. Never mind. Move on.
Do it. Come on.
Do it. Come on.
Come on.
I'm gonna show Chris a picture of it and just let him know. I don't know if I botch it or something like that.
Let's check out
I
your
don't know what the
algorithms.
hell. Well, that's the thing. And then it asked me if I wanted to see more of this ad. It was a breast inflator,
Oh, dude.
and it had like a button on it,
awesome.
it was like a Reebok, like the pumps. I don't know. Hold on. I don't even know.
Yeah, when your algorithm gets fucked up, especially on Instagram, you're like, oh no, how do I get
God.
this out of there? Because like,
I
you
know
know how they
I
have those
sent it to
videos that autoplay. I've definitely had some come up on there, and it was like, fucking like one of those like Andrew Tate type of dudes where he's like, this is how you like get women, and then like for like a week, it was just like fucking
Just
videos
like
like that.
that.
And I was like, God, get the fuck out of here.
Does anybody get ads for Temu?
Oh,
Purchasing-
absolutely. I
Have
do
you
all the
seen
time.
these walls?
Well, that's what
Yeah.
it was from, and I feel like they might. This
Some
is
of-
all from Temu.
Some
A lot of
yeah,
it.
a lot of it is. Some of like Temu stuff is okay, but then I've definitely ordered stuff, and I'm like, this is like from Wish. This is like the Wish version of whatever the hell this was supposed to be. So it just depends on what you order. I like the art supplies are legit, and like most of the art supplies are like almost like identical to what you can buy in
art supply.
So like paint brushes,
Intentionally loud.
paints, like the shimmer type of watercolor paints, any sort of like watercolor paint. Because
Yeah, that set
know,
you got.
like I get like really nice Asian like the big thick brushes that they use in a lot.
That's why they mentioned watercolor painting. That's my company mission logo. My new company mission logo is some people paint. That's it. That's all it says.
Watercolors is my whole shit. That's the only thing I paint.
Like
Well, you should order Temu.
paint phone booth.
Temu, sponsor us. Helltown Radio. We love
Yeah,
Temu.
we've made it a year. It's about time some of you corporate people start giving us money, like Alpha Brain.
Yes.
For
stay
free?
on it.
We stay on it.
Oh,
We stay
so
on it. Do you have any? Oh, yeah, speak of it.
so we just need like the cool thing about stainless steel is that you can wrap it. You can wrap it.
Oh yeah, mad
so-
sponsors.
Well,
Some of us
just,
doesn't know what that means, you know what I mean?
yeah. No,
I'm a good Catholic, you know what I'm saying?
I don't wear phone cases either. See where this is going?
Oh, dude,
Hey!
that phone is butt naked.
That thing, he's just raw dogging
Yeah, you
the
just-
fucking
you just-
cellular raw dog. The irony of the fact you're building a phone booth that will withstand, rocket blast, but you don't
gotta-
keep a fucking,
Yeah,
don't
you
keep
gotta-
it. He's his raw dog. His
Yeah.
phone
You
is
gotta
raw dog.
Connect
Phone
the
all
dots.
ass
Let's
out.
connect the dots. Figure it all out.
Oh man,
You brought it up first.
you haven't lied yet, man. You haven't lied yet, or have you? I don't know.
It's when you're telling a story, it's easy to give like logical fallacies, but I try to avoid those traps whenever I can.
Do it, dude. Oh, this motherfucker. You think Dewey's gonna make it?
I don't think he is. Dude, if he's gonna show up at like 11 a.m. tomorrow morning.
He's gonna come here.
I got here, guys.
I'm 5 sheets to the 7 winds.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's been 40 minutes. He probably lives a 20-minute walk away. So
He stumbled back.
Yeah, what's up? The cupcakes?
Somebody's birthday today.
It's actually Helltown Radio's birthday today.
Yeah, happy birthday to us.
That's the second time. Okay, sort of. Is that? I don't know. Okay, well, happy. How are you?
Happy B-Day.
We did it.
Should we do the happy birthday? Should we do the birthday
believe
song?
like it like happened on like election day, like our birthday's election day. So that's kind of wild.
It's the same. No, but we also did November 5th was our first episode last year as well. So we switched from Tuesdays to Fridays to Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So here we are.
So you've got Michael Warner, Michael Warner Barbine on blast. Do you guys want to play like Truth or Dare or something, or what? What?
I mean,
one thing you should
this isn't Howard Stern, friend.
One thing that you should know about me that I don't. Voting is over, right? We're done with that, right? Like it's over.
I voted. So
yeah, as of 7
done
o'clock.
for me.
One thing you should know about me is that I've been a presidential candidate since 2016.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
Do you have people voting for you?
No, and I don't even mention it or tell like it's not. This is like the first time.
So here we are, presidential candidate Michael Warner Barbine.
That's right. You can look it up. You can Google it. You can write it in. I don't campaign.
He's packing.
I don't raise money. I don't. But there's a form. There's a job application. It's called the FEC Form 2. And in 2008 or something like that, I got curious. I was like, I wonder what the process is to like apply for the job. And so I found this form, and there's a blank space on the FEC Form 2, and you write in president. And it asks you like your address and your name. It does not ask you where you were born. That's not a question on there. That happens, kind of after think of like the campaign as like the job interview.
Yeah.
Think of the inauguration as the offer letter, which is where you can say no.
No, just kidding.
That's no. Okay.
Come on, man.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
You want me to wait for it? And
oh Lord.
Yay.
you see that? And so I would highly recommend for everyone to run against me in 2024.
So
6, 28, whatever year is it? The future?
It's, I don't know.
Are we just gonna let this thing burn out?
Salute.
Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. All that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna
Not
make
bust
a
stuff
wish.
though. All right, make a wish.
Oh, to another year.
Yeah. To Michael Barbine in 2028.
Keep on doing this one.
Oh,
No, please don't vote for me. I would never. I would actually be the first person. I want to.
What if you won one time?
That'd be hilarious.
So it's how you define your success metrics. I'm going for the world record of the most losses deliberately. I mean, because I feel like
every 4 years he lost.
it's just like a form. You can do it on the internet now.
Yeah. I actually pulled it up. The registration and reporting forms.
It's FEC Form 2. Form number 2.
Yep. Statement of candidacy.
That's right. Statement of candidacy.
Vermin Supreme probably has you beat.
So I
you should read the list. Like Mickey Mouse runs every 4 years. Like, I'm not even joking. It's like that.
Who does the footwork for that? I wonder.
There's some really funny ones on there. Like it's not.
I won't touch those nuclear buttons.
I think it's the Disney CEO. What's that guy's name?
Mike Eisner.
Before him.
Walt Disney.
Donald Duck. You know that actually the president of Nintendo is David Bowser. That's really his
Really?
name. Yeah.
No, fake
that's
news.
not right.
Fake news.
Oh, he's on it. He's
Fake
like, I'm going
news.
to Google this.
I wasn't sure if you guys were going to be able to look stuff up. I don't know why. Like I omitted that if that was possible.
You can look stuff up on your phone, dog.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, he's raw dogging.
I like Joe Rogan. Like why can't you do that like that? OBS Studio.
Muriel Bowser? Who's that?
She's a DC.
No.
Mayor.
Okay.
She does not like the
Like,
weeds.
who's that? I'm not into politics, as you can plainly.
I'm gonna take my hat off. Is that all right?
Yep.
So
Hats off. Raw dog phone. Did you find it?
No, everything that's popping up is Bowser Jr.
You guys really caught me
like-
on an off day. actually.
Why is that? I'm having a bad hair day, guys.
He's like, I'm having a terrible day. You know, I only figured out a few things to put inside of my phone booth and ran for president and lost. And, you know, and now here we are.
If it sounds like shit,
Oh, my God. He's also Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah. I almost left my house without my wig.
That's amazing, though.
There we go.
I can't tell if you look like a troll or a cartoon character.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
I was supposed to be Rick and Morty Rick.
Yeah, like.
And the costume comes with a unibrow, but close up on that.
Yeah, dude, oh my God, dude. Well, you know, you can get away with it. You know, he reminds me of that
keeps
dude.
the sweat out of my eyes.
Ugh, that make me sweat, dude. Fucking
So this
watching Lita when she had her wig on. The
Oh
other
yeah,
day.
that wig was straight. Like
It was also like
That's
20 degrees
awesome.
way hotter.
the funniest thing is, all of us probably looked at you at one point and like, she dyed her hair for Halloween. It looked real.
That's that lace.
It even
front,
looked real
ladies.
on me.
Buy the lace front.
Yeah, it did. That
Spend
picture
the
of you in it.
extra money.
You know,
It's worth it.
So I was thinking this week about like some of my favorite moments from the show this year.
yeah.
One of them was the first show that we had on camera. Chris forgot that we had cameras on, and it was hot in here. It was one of those shows where it was super hot, and Chris was wearing a wife beater. And I used to put the camera feed over there, so I didn't have to look at the computer.
Yeah, and I was sitting here.
Chris turned and was like, "Oh my God, we're on camera!"
Shit.
You're like, wait, I gotta put my shirt back. You literally put your hoodie back on. It was like 1,000,000 degrees in
Yeah,
here.
it was hot as fuck.
Dude. Yeah, man. It was like, you know.
That and my second favorite moment was when the delivery guy popped back in and scared the shit out of me.
Another thing. Yeah, that
Oh
was
my
definitely one of my favorite moments this year.
Yeah.
That guy was hilarious. And
man.
another thing.
It's not Dewey. It's
Rauber.
Yeah,
it was Rauber. Rauber.
Yeah.
He used to be the only Uber driver in town. He was a dishwasher at Vinova for a while. He's done a lot. He was a pest control guy. He has done literally, I think, every job in Front Royal,
That's
minus run for president or build cool phone booths, like my homie over here. So you also you're affiliated with this thing called Fear, man. Like,
oh yeah, that's what I meant by my monthly birthday party. Like,
oh,
really.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So tell us about what is Fear? What is it?
So Fear, we'll just pick up where we left off because Fear just really started out as a way for me to spend Friday nights, but you know, it originally started just playing Quake. We didn't have the internet, so everyone brought their computers to Blue MapQuest. I don't know. So the Fear is spelled with a PH and a 3, so it's really it's not necessarily want to be found on the internet. I just really didn't think about that, and I still don't care, honestly. But people bring their projects. Usually they usually have a laptop. Sometimes they have a 3D printer. They also water painters, artists, DJs, all sorts of people just show up whenever. I really don't even know what to expect every time it happens. But it's just kind of an open floor. There's no agenda. It's free. There's food. And we just meet up once a month.
Where do you guys meet usually?
Right now we meet at this place called Nova Labs in Fairfax. It's a makerspace. Basically, it's a community shop. They've got wood shop, metal shop, all that stuff in there, and like an event space. And just walk in, people just kind of do whatever. It's fun. Basically, people come there to learn, meet new people, just work on their projects, have fun, whatever.
Cool.
So there's no agenda, there's no scheduled talk or there's it starts at 7, but people show up at midnight, stay all night, come from wherever. It's locals. It's always open to the public. So
what do you guys what's some of you guys do? What's an activity?
Well, gaming's always been the catalyst, so you can definitely play board games, card games, video games. That's always the thing. I think it just starts there.
Y'all
It's
ever play Scrabble?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What about
man.
double deck Uno to the death?
Sure, bring it on.
Dude, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a Scrabble god.
Oh yeah, let's play. We should play.
Okay,
Play live.
I bet. I bet.
One thing
we play for some soup.
One thing we did a while back broke the world record for the longest rock paper scissors marathon. I played for 24 hours and 8 minutes.
Is this Googleable information?
It's pending evidence because I have to submit the the witness paperwork still, which is because every
so you be in the Guinness book
every 4 hours. Yeah, every 4 hours you have to
Jesus
rotate.
Christ, dude.
You have to rotate witnesses, like people that are watching and like.
That reminds me of that thing where people had to keep their hands on a carb.
So you could watch all 24 hours and 8 minutes on my Twitch. You can see me get progressively more and more unhealthy and everything. Like,
awesome. He found it. Look, he's like, I found it.
You said Michael.
No, I said Doug. Doug Bowser. Wow. Yeah, Doug Bowser, 59 years old. He was born on August 28th, my homie Eli's birthday.
What's that?
Yeah, he's a Doug Spencer Bowser. Is an American businessman currently serving as president of Nintendo of America,
Bowser,
the North American branch of the Japanese video game company Nintendo. He succeeded Reggie Fils-Aimé as president in 2019, having previously worked for Procter & Gamble and Electronic Arts. So,
I bet he got
in your face, motherfuckers!
You did say Nintendo America, right?
Man, I said Nintendo.
Yes.
Don't come at me with that bureaucratic bullshit.
I mean,
I thought it was. I seriously thought it was somebody else.
No, his name is Doug Bowser. I remember when it happened. It was like a big deal. They were like, "Yo, we chose this guy named Bowser." That's so fantastic.
I bet it's just like he just got the job because of
the guy that's running.
What is this matrix that we're living in? What is this?
I know where anybody can get the job.
Every now and again, you'll see the glitch.
Well, he was a CEO of Electronic Arts before that.
I
think he
had thoroughbred.
I think he wasn't just aptly named. But terrific, and also in your face. This is
the deepest callback ever. He was sitting over there festering. I'm gonna find it.
I knew like Dr. Wiley.
If I talk like this, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
This is much more chill. I can do.
You can do this much better.
You got the lean on.
Yeah, like pretty soon it's gonna be when you focus on my elbow and arm, like where that's at. You know, like the arm hanging out the window, going down the strip or whatever.
So you said you do forensic data.
Oh yeah, I'm on this rant. Somebody hacked this company, and then I just get called. It's really shitty work. It's not fun.
Well,
it's nobody. It's like not cool to be a digital forensics person.
Is your phone? Wait, so is your phone booth project? Are you independently funding this?
That has nothing to do with anything except for me wanting to put litter the world with not litter, but put phone booths all over the world in space.
So are you? But are you financially backing this by yourself?
I have been initially, but I ran out of money, so I'm poor, and
I don't know. You got an intellectual property that's probably worth at least a couple $1 million. Just mere chump change, but you know.
I'm gonna put a couple of I'm definitely going for some capital and like investment and stuff like that.
Anybody out there that is one of our vastly or grossly wealthy studio audience members, if you would like to make $1 billion, this is your boy right here. He can show you how to do it. He'll be president in 2028.
I will not be president ever. I will turn the job down and be the first person to do that. But
oh man,
dude,
you should do it for like a week.
That job sucks.
It does, but just do it for like a week so you can have like one of those those 90s.
Yeah, but that first week's gonna suck. It'd be like the first week of school, except for they're gonna be like, "This is why we're gonna kill you if you do this."
Well, dude, that sucks. But in my romantic vision, it would be like one of those '90s like comedies where like King Ralph or some shit, but instead like Mike, it's like Mike the President, and then it's like he gets in a bunch of hijinks, and then we follow on. He puts us on his camera members. We're like, there's a montage where we're in our underwear running around and like dancing and smoking pot.
Yeah, definitely. But here's the one thing about it for me is that
I got carried away
because I am truly a candidate, and that is a real thing. Like I'm on the list. I think that's.
Do you put that on job resumes?
Hell no. People automatically think the worst possible thing when you say something like that.
Yeah, there's certain things that you achieve in your life that you can't put. Like I would never be like, "Yo, I'm a fucking 4th degree brown belt."
I feel like that kind of thing just needs a little bit of context, and it's just like I was curious, and that's about it. See if I could. I see what happens when you fill out the 5-question form. But I also learned
5 questions. That's all it takes.
You got the form.
Wow, man!
Chris is gonna run against me just for funsies.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a smear campaign that would fucking
get all 3 of y'all come start the cabinet right here. It's really like a couple of questions. I don't know how it is.
Yeah, it's like mostly like name and address information.
But yeah, here's what everyone wants to tell you though, that like you had to be 35, filled it out before then. I was still on the list. And also born in the United States. I was born in the United States, but they don't ask that question on the fucking application.
Nah, it's a lot of it like what committees you want to be in, shit like that.
So did I mention that I dropped out of school, Warren County in middle school? I dropped out. I just stopped going to play so I could play Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 1. It was the best.
The big sword.
It was also like bullies suck and like puberty happened and just like I just wanted to stay home. But I was playing video games and I mean I eventually went to school, like college and like did pretty well with it, but like I didn't go to school after 7th grade. I tried for a minute and I still didn't like it. Went back home. So I just got signed up for homeschool and got my GED. Yeah, that's how.
Where'd you go to college?
Lord Fairfax University.
Tight.
LFU.
That's tight, man. Hey, man, that's fucking. This motherfucker is you're probably the most prestigious alumni at this current point in time. We have now the most prestigious Lord Fairfax alumni. He is
based on what metric exactly?
Well, you're a presidential candidate. You also have designed a blast-proof phone booth and information booth. And,
yeah, that's going to be really cool. The thing about starting anything like
also those prior allegations that were made earlier. I mean, dude, you're doing pretty well for yourself.
My prospects in life, I feel like are good, and I'm in back home too. Like Texas was really hard to, during the pandemic. It was pretty crazy to be down there during the pandemic for sure. I moved down there to train dogs to detect viruses in 2020. Yeah.
All right. So you also train dogs?
No, I don't train dogs. I just like kind of instigated that project.
You show up with like a Big Mac. And you're like, oh, you want some, boy?
No, it's just
all pissy.
I guess when the pandemic started, I got like work changed, to say the least. So it was like I had this Volkswagen bus in California that was fully restored and had I had just finished the engine. So like third week in March, hey Michael, your van's ready. So I bought a one-way ticket to California. By the time I got back to Virginia, which was like 6 months later, I was also doing like kind of forensics work on the side. I'd pull over to airports, like fly to Canada, do an investigation, and keep the party going. But by the time I got back to Virginia, my lease was up, and I still didn't have a job, like a full-time job. So started a company to research whether it was possible to train a dog to detect biological viruses. My job was like mostly like a project manager, like a liaison between the biochemist to manufacture the synthetic COVID as like a dog training aid. It came with like a powdery substance. The bus is actually parked at a canine compound right now in outside of San Antonio, Texas. That's where all the canine. I learned this. Read a bunch of books while I was driving, in the desert, and Dr. Dog. There's a bunch of research happened in like Europe about like some like privileged individuals that like can you train my dog to detect breast cancer? I'm like, yeah, sure, we can do that. I don't know. I didn't invent that concept, but I heard that was a thing, and I read about it and like read a bunch of white papers that I found while I was in the desert in my bus on the internet with a Starlink. And I don't know, it just seemed like a good idea to do for a couple of months, but I didn't think the pandemic was going to last that long. So I ended up in Texas for 4 years.
Yeah, it seemed to go forever. I thought like, what the hell?
Some people were holding on to it too. They were like, yeah, I don't want this to last.
No, don't.
I will say, I was an essential, so I had to keep going in, and traffic had never been better. It was perfect.
See,
dude, gas was cheap.
Yeah.
And
quietest United States
when we went on that cruise, it was awesome because the shit was half full. So
yep,
it was giving you 2-3 steaks.
Like we went with a group of people, and it was like perfect. It was awesome. But the best part of the pandemic was I got to work from home permanently because my company was like, why the fuck are we gonna have these people come back to a space that we're renting and paying for, and also paying for insurance?
Yeah,
that doesn't seem right.
What are they? Or what are we doing with all these buildings now? Like VR? Like are they VR playgrounds? Like is that what
we have? Like
I hope. I wish.
I'm an accountant for a security firm, so we have like a call center, and those people have to be at the call center. But like for me, I'm an accountant, so I can just work wherever. I can count anywhere on the
Oh, that's
planet.
great.
So
That's
they realized like, hey, we can save money by not renting, and the company became more profitable, which in turn gave me a little bit more money. So now I just work from home all the time. The only bad thing about that is they can be like, hey, can you jump on real quick?
Like right now.
Yeah, we need this done like right now. Can you do that? So I've definitely done that. Guilty of bending all the way for my job, but it's nice. That's like the one blessing that I got out of COVID.
Oh yeah, my next job, I'm definitely want to switch to something that's like at home. Like you can. I could take a pay cut and make the same money if I didn't have to pay for gas.
Are VR offices a thing? Like, or is that like something we could just like you just made up right now?
I thought about it.
Dude, you should like make that a thing, man. Like the Facebook of offices, but like you go to work, you just put on your VR thing, and it's like you're in an office and you interact with the people like in a VR level.
Maybe inside of the offices there could be like these booths.
Yes, there could be these phone booths. Also, glory holes.
Sarge just told me
you guys have a pretty good drill because the Star Phone is a glory hole proof box.
Well,
where there's a will, there's a way, bro. Like, I'll tell you that right now. So you're gonna come back to one of them, and it's gonna be in a seedy area, and there's gonna be a dick hole inside that motherfucker.
Nature finds a way.
We call them penetration testers.
Oh my god!
You're like, what the fuck? Why is there a hole? Oh no!
We brought in some of porn's greatest cocks to test.
Oh, dude, we watched a movie the other day, and it was in a like there was this god that was painted on a hole and on a bathroom stall, and his mouth was a glory hole, and it turned out to actually be like some type of ancient Aztec god.
Yep. The movie's called Glorious. It's on AMC Plus, and it's an excellent horror film.
I watched a really good movie the other night, The Wild Robot. Has anyone seen that?
I've seen the advertisements for it. I have not yet seen it.
Great movie.
Yeah,
It's just a great movie. I watched it twice.
I'm gonna have to check it
So
out.
is it like what
Where did
kind
you see
of
it?
movie
It's
is
in the
it?
theater,
Is it
right?
Sci-fi.
It's a
or-
DreamWorks film.
Okay.
But I also highly recommend Bird Box.
Yeah, I like
I've
that
seen
one
Bird
too.
Box.
Yeah, all right, you guys are a Bird Box group.
Yep.
Cool.
I've
Yeah, because that's
seen
Black
like
Mirrors.
that's
Yeah.
Bird Box is like coin
Or Black
toss.
Mirror.
You never know. I was gonna say like
Yeah, man.
I usually I'm the spooky girl of the show.
Spooky.
I watch all the horror movies.
if you saw me pick up this off your, is this your table? Is this
No,
yours?
no.
This
no,
is yours?
not
Yeah.
this is
Because
his.
I picked this up and was just like,
No, but like right by it, like the dead thing in there, that's all me right there.
Yeah, both of these are Lita's art pieces. Lita is a fantabulous, prolific artist.
I like to use dead things.
well,
in my
George, this
arms
place
with
is
it.
awesome. I don't know why I even made.
Oh, because she designed this whole fucking set.
Oh, she helped.
So what happened
Okay.
was I was like, "Yo, we're gonna." My walls were pretty bare. I had like 2 or 3 things on my wall.
Here.
Great
So
job,
she
guys.
was like, "We need more stuff for the wall." So then we just went on Temu, and she was like, "What do you think about this?" And she went through like fucking hundreds.
Not
of
all of it. There is like legitimate. Like I would go to like horror conventions,
Or, like,
there
No
are
Effects
like
show.
definitely the No Effects shows. I would find pieces that
Yeah, that's a Temu, just like this one. The gay decisions.
That's a Temu purchase.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And
Don't make any gay decisions is my
It's a-
favorite piece in here.
It's a
You got
sad
Kermit the
Kermit.
Frog.
It's a
Yeah,
sad
but,
Kermit
like,
that says, "I want money, not a job."
Black Phillip, Hecate. Some of like the artwork in here is definitely not Temu. It's-
I'm a big fan of Coheed and Cambria too. Honestly, like I've gone to quite a few of their shows. I like the comic book.
Oh yeah, the comic books are awesome. I'm a fucking nerd for Coheed and Cambria. Like nobody wants to hear my stupid ass
Yeah,
rant
he's
about
about to go.
Every time they're awesome. But
Gets me all revved up, man. I don't know why. It sounds good.
they're pretty good. Like the new song I don't like as much. Oh, they just released a cover of Just Like Heaven by The Cure.
Oh, you listen to
Really?
Yeah, I sent it to you, but like they changed the link so it disappeared.
Oh yeah.
that. Where was Rage Against
I-
the Machine in 2020? That's what I want to know.
Fucking
They were Rage Against the Machine.
They're
I saw
fucking-
them at
They're like
living off the interest.
I saw them in 2022, I believe, when they did the Run the Jewels show. Yeah, it was amazing. Like, so we got, and it's a long story, but basically I ended up getting these tickets. They were like, my friend had paid. She gave them to me. Shout out Jenny. She gave me these tickets. She paid $180. She got COVID the day before we were supposed to go, so she gave me the tickets. They were $180 a piece. They were nosebleeds, and I found the irony of two like so anti-establishment and anti-capitalism groups together. And I love them both, and I still will listen to them and all that stuff. I just found it, but then somebody told me all the proceeds went to like saving things or something. So I'm just gonna follow that vague rumor, so I don't feel bad about listening to the music because I don't want to be a hypocrite.
I think it's like any band. There's gonna be certain people that have different thought processes on how their band works, whether it's the guitarist or the singer. Whenever I look at that band, I think about like Zach as being the guy that's like spearheading these things for like helping like causes, whether it's like Native Americans or Leonard Peltier or stuff like that. And then when I think about the bass player and the drummer, I think they're like, yeah, like when we gonna play next?
That's cool.
Yeah, what we doing? Because you never see them on TV being like, yeah, let's talk about this. They're like, yo, I'm at my house playing my bass and smoking reefer,
slapping the bass, smoking the ganja, man. Oh, dude, that would be, I don't know, I guess there's a best case scenario for that.
I've got a ukulele, but
you play a ukulele?
I have one. I have played it.
He's like, I have one.
The other day I was on Fender.
I've grazed it.
I've played it a lot, but
Fender started making an electric ukulele.
Yeah, the dude plays one at
no, this one's got like pickups and everything. It's like looks like
so does Homeboy.
Oh shit! No, he's got a mandolin.
You can do it's Bohemian Rhapsody on
the electric one.
Now.
Yeah, that's a mandolin.
Oh man, I thought it was a ukulele.
Well, I mean, they're close. It's just double the amount of strings and octave strings than there. It's a like different sound.
Yeah, it's like a uncircumcised versus circumcised small guitar.
I was trying to get that dude to like.
Foreskin gets me every time.
Yeah, like he didn't play last night at the Catamount open mic night hosted by George.
Yeah, George.
Oh, you did?
I'm gonna do jokes next week. I promise.
Do it.
I know it. Yeah, I feel bad.
Sargis asked me why I was wearing a tie. Sargis, why the fuck you think I'm wearing a tie? I'm the goddamn host.
Yeah, Sargis, motherfucker.
Yeah, you don't mess with the host, man.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I feel bad about yesterday. Sargis asked me to play some music in the dining room, and I was like, nah. But then I came back in after I came in after a cigarette, and I felt much better, and I was like, all right, I'll play it. And then it was like some hillbilly ass shit, and then I was like, Sargis, man. But it's definitely not the type of music you want to romance a woman to. But
you bring it down the pussy vibe around here.
He's just drying it up.
Not
Bounty.
It's
the quicker picker upper.
It's NNN. So.
Oh yeah, no November. Yes, that's. I saw your post and it just reminded me of the plot to Men in Black 2, and then you were like, "No, it's no November. I'm just having these moments of
weakness."
No, not weakness. Maybe fucking self-realization.
Common misunderstanding. Some people weaken. Others gain superpowers by the day.
Look at him.
Yeah, you're going Super Saiyan on us.
Yeah, dude.
It's day 6 for me.
Day 6. Mike's lifting cars. He's losing. He lost the presidential race, but
we don't know yet. And wait till day 10.
It's like George Costanza. Remember that shit?
Yeah,
dude. He becomes like a genius.
Yeah, my holidays start on December 19th. I like to celebrate Festivus to start.
Yeah. Festivus is the 23rd.
For the rest of us.
Festivus is on the 23rd.
Oh, right. Hanukkah starts on the 19th, right?
I don't know. No, I think that's subjective.
No, that's later in December.
Whatever. So at the end of the day, I just take off like from December to January.
I just take off work is what I'm saying, guys.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's like, I'm Jewish, I'm Christian, I'm Muslim. It's amazing.
I was the guy that just like delivered pizzas in the winter and just didn't fucking do anything for the rest of the year. And I thought that was like he was just so happy all the time, So it was great.
You've delivered pizzas?
I wish.
Yeah, me too. That's always been like there's a couple of romantic fantasy jobs that I have. One is delivering like pizza. The other is being a big rig truck driver.
Don't do that shit. It's
hell no. You gotta take a drug test to do that shit.
Main problems I have with doing anything. One, I never want to do the same thing over and over and over again. Like I would love to be like if I'd be like a member of Drinked In, where I could be a bartender for like an hour every 2 weeks. Just like do it like.
So, dude, my job is super fun. So yes, I highly recommend.
Yeah, but everything kind of And the other thing is like anything is possible. Like, and I believe anybody can do anything, and I believe anything is possible, especially technologically possible in this day and age. The problem is that things are very psychologically impossible to do anything these days, and yeah, I think that it's very challenging to get things done and do things that you want to do. So, but fuck the money. Like, it's like somebody else has to worry about that shit because I can't handle it. Like psychologically, it's just a burden.
Well, yeah, I don't think people that are typically creative aren't money people because it's like that creates a block.
You just got to be smart about it. Like you just need to like dedicate somebody that's in charge of that, right?
Oh yeah,
like leave them, like tell them to leave me alone.
Yeah, I got shit to create.
Mike, I'll be your manager. I'll be your best man.
I do need a manager. I do need a boss.
I can do that for you, but you gotta do it for me too. It'll be reciprocal.
Chris will just show up with that mustache and a bomber jacket and some
You're
aviators,
being
like, "Which one of you fucks gonna work?"
We only have like 5 years left before we blow ourselves up or something. So,
man,
I think that we should probably stick together, team.
Yeah, dude, definitely. Hey, man, this is the A team right here.
Nah, it's gonna be like Elysium, where there's like a bunch of rich people have super nice shit, and everybody else gonna live in a trash dumpster.
Oh, you mean like now?
Can we just call it a
sort of?
Oh man, come on.
It's not that bad yet. It's getting there.
Yeah, it's
pretty close.
We have a pretty good. We got it pretty good out here, though. Come on.
They better.
What? Come on, man. You got
debatable.
cameras in your house that you can talk on. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Things aren't that good.
I think
Get a jacuzzi.
I think that this
Talking about.
I'm not talking about me.
in this area in
I'm talking
particular,
about like
there's,
people
like-
that are not like at that,
You know,
Yeah.
man, there's this one time, like, when I was like 16 or 17, I was doing Habitat for Humanity, and we were down in Duncan in Virginia, and, like, I went to, like, we'd go to these people's houses, and the people would be, like, super happy and just, like, having a good time and going about their business like it was normal, even though, everybody thought that, we were going in with this mindset that we were coming from a better funded area, or more, I should say, like, goddamn, you all right over there?
what happened.
I'm messing with the glasses, and she's like, "Motherfucker, give them to me."
I know he's God.
But anyways,
All right, go ahead.
but we were down there, and and these people were like, we were there to help them, and we came from like a better, like, not funded, but more. We were coming from Northern Virginia, from Fairfax County. And you go down there, and you have all this idealism about what poor is, and what the correlation between being poor and being happy. And so you think that only poor people are there sad because that's all you see in the commercials for like UNICEF and all that shit. So I just came to that realization one day when I was there that you can be happy without having to be rich. You can actually be pissed. You can be piss poor and you can be happy. There's people that had families and they were just running around, and there was literally pigs running around and like fucking people just doing that. And, like,
You can be ugly
having
and
stuff
happy
it's,
too.
it's about perception too, because I can tell you, like, growing up in a really poor family, like shitty childhood, and I was not happy. Like I could tell you, like, a lot of the people in those neighborhoods, they were also not happy. Like maybe they were happy because they were drinking and they were on drugs.
Always happy.
Yeah, because that's like what you do to cope with.
That was in the 80s, right?
Well, there is something distinct.
90s?
Yeah,
like late 90s, early
Yeah, late
2000s.
90s, yeah. And early it wasn't like, but now it's like,
It's still like that.
I don't know.
I just think that, like, especially like privileged people, like, just have this like weird perception that like people that are struggling, they're totally okay with it. No, they're not.
I do think that there is a disconnect between, no matter what era it is, people that have and people that don't. And I do think that we as a people, as Americans, the level of basic human wealth has gone up, but there's still a wide divide where some people have almost nothing. They're depending on the government for certain things. They're depending on like soup kitchens to make sure their children. And now, whether that's life decisions or not, we should have a certain level. We're the greatest nation in the world. If we're gonna talk about the wealth, there should be less of a divide. It's in everybody's best interest to have our poor people richer.
Yeah, of course, man. But I'm just saying, but like, you can derive happiness without having to be wealthy.
Yeah, yeah. You can
I
be.
just want to
And
point
like, I
out.
could also say is like, have you all ever been to a third world country before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
Dude,
once.
all right.
Quite a
twice.
few times.
And I'm telling you, well, that's the poorest person in Warren County is like middle class in the motherfucker.
They like the same food as me: spam and potatoes.
So yeah, dude, so I mean,
they're-
like, so again, it's all relative. And so what my point is, yeah, of course there's struggles and there's all that stuff, but that's like depending on how much you want to invest into a status quo. And I can tell you that, my personal experience in life is that I went from thinking that I wanted all this shit, and then I realized what was important. Now I got the cool stuff I got, and it's not as like prestigious, if you will, by means of societal value. But to me personally, I fucking love it, dude. Everything's cool as fuck, man.
There's a certain thing to be said with finding personal happiness, and you can find it in any income bracket, but it is a lot easier and less stressful to not be in poverty.
Let me just tell you about this experience I had the other day, please. I went to McDonald's, right? And no, for real. Like,
and now I'm poor.
No, but I got no, I did. I went and got a Happy Meal, and it had the Mario Kart. So I got the
say what?
Yeah, so I ordered it through the app, and I got like a coupon, right? Mm-hmm. And so the whole thing was like 70 cents, but I got like 6 nuggets, apples, some French fries, a toy, and then I like did the customize option, and I made it a large coffee. And then I went and
goddamn, Chris,
and the whole thing was like 70 cents, and it was like the middle of the day. That was awesome, and anybody can do that.
There are some very cool things that we are privileged to have, even if we are.
You can get
poor.
A hamburger. Yeah, instead of the nuggets, just so you know.
Don't get me wrong. That one day a week where mom would like take you to McDonald's after she picked you up from school, like, was awesome.
That made me happy.
But like, there was a level for me, at least, because we had the kids that lived in the HUD housing, like me and my friends, and then the kids that lived in like the single family ranch homes all went to the same elementary school. And it would be painful that day after Christmas where they come in with a new starter jacket and Jordans, and you're like, I got the knockoff G.I. Joes from the dollar store. Like, I got like 5 of them, though.
Yeah, I live in the back of a garage that was turned into an apartment. My rent's pretty low. I don't have,
Oh, yeah. Keep your overhead low, no matter what income bracket you're at.
I use a Starlink for my internet full time.
Starlink.
And I take it with me.
Helltown Radio brought to you by Starlink.
I take it with me when I go places. So when I get on the plane or whatever, and I go and get my camper or whatever.
Dude, that's sweet.
Really, the only thing I own is my van. I don't really have. I donated everything else to charity years ago or whatever. Gave it away. I didn't sell any of it. Just didn't.
I don't need this.
Well, it just became a burden to have a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I have some cool stuff. I have a collection of like walking sticks, and like I got some like vinyl records. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, like.
Do you have a didgeridoo?
Yeah. I do have a didgeridoo. I do have a didgeridoo.
Damn it! You should have brought it, man. We could have been like,
dude.
Bow,
wow, dude.
Yeah.
Do you ever played a didgeridoo before?
Yes, I have.
Dude, it's when you learn how to actually breathe through your nose and through your mouth at the same time. That's when you get in the zone on a didgeridoo. That shit's so much fun, man.
I have a friend that grows weed in Colorado. And definitely when we were in high school, he got a didgeridoo. He had like white dude dreads. Shouts out, fam. Shouts out, fam, Joels. Yeah, like that shit was hilarious.
What's his name?
His name is Brendan. But fucking, I remember one day we were sitting in his house and he broke out the didgeridoo, and I was like, "Yo, he actually knows how to play." He's like, "Wow, wow."
He just had it.
Yeah, oh yeah, like
that's awesome.
He had it like sort of tucked behind his couch, and he just brings out the didgeridoo, and didgeridoo does it.
Didgeridoo.
You know what we about to do right now, though?
What's that?
How's you doing?
Oh, yes. It's my favorite part of the show. Where I get to do my thing.
Whip it out.
I talk about movies that you guys want to see, because you know what? Really, fuck the election. Honestly, it's so stressful. We shouldn't have to stress about who's going to be our new babysitter. Lord and,
Thank God it's over.
Overlord. And I'm borrowing George's shitty, like, fucking glasses. Like, what is this? Why does it keep doing this?
I don't know. I actually found those in a rental truck, and I used them.
And they're shitty.
Oh, yeah, dude.
These are the okay, anyway. I should have brought my own readers. I did not. So, anyways, I have 10 movies for you to watch. This is based on, like, political, social, economic, class type thing. And I think you'll enjoy this. And of course, if you don't hear anything that you particularly like, that you feel fits in this category, let me know, because these are the ones that I watched recently and I like them. All right, so number 10, The Hunt. That's 2020, directed by Craig Zobel. This human hunting horror movie pokes fun at both liberal and conservatives, showcasing the prejudices, absurdities, hypocrisies of each party. The film functions as a satirical critique of the circus that is a two-party system, and political parties as a whole, incorporating strong caricatures of both sides of the political spectrum and nutjob conspiracy theories that are prevalent in current modern society. We're so great. We make these great movies, and it's because it's what's really happening
What was it called?
right now. The Hunt.
The Hunt. Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I
Not
liked
bad.
it. I watched it twice.
So, number 9, Soft and Quiet. That's 2022, directed by Beth D'Arujo. An extremely uncomfortable horror thriller about a group of women in a social club that is revealed to be devoted to spreading white supremacy. What is it? The boys?
The Proud Boys?
Yeah, there we go. Except a female version. Anyways.
Them spicy girls.
Right. A member has encountered with someone from her past, setting forth a violent chain of events. Ooh. Yes. Very good movie. I actually just watched it last week. You can find that on AMC Plus as well. Or Shudder. Which one that you have. Number 8. People Under the Stairs.
One of the greatest films ever made.
Yes, yeah. 1991. That was Wes Craven. This movie portrays the Reagan-era's class of racial divisions.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I've seen it 1,000 times and never thought that.
So, yeah, like the dad or like that has the people on the walls. Definitely, if you watch that now as an adult, it's like, oh shit,
absolutely,
that dude's a piece of shit.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm gonna watch it.
It protests against gentrification, rationalized capitalism, and conservative heteronormative values. The villains, are corrupt white landlord couple modeled after Ronald and Nancy Reagan, America's daddy and mommy. They're gentrifying the neighborhood, stealing its resources, evicting people, and getting wealthier by keeping those around them poor.
Oh, yeah.
What was the name of that one again?
That is People Under the Stairs.
Oh, that's the same movie.
Yeah.
Wasn't
man, I gotta see this again.
Wasn't that dude the bad guy in Silver Bullet as well?
Yes, he is.
Plays a good asshole.
He does play a good asshole. He's the actual wolf. He's the priest in that movie.
I feel like Death Becomes Her is on this list. Is it?
No, it's not. Number 7, Manchurian Candidate. Ooh. That's 2004, directed by Jonathan Demme. Years after his squad was ambushed during the Gulf War, Major Ben Marco, played by Denzel Washington, finds himself having terrible nightmares. He begins to doubt that his fellow squad mate, Sergeant Raymond Shaw, now Vice President candidate, is a hero that he remembers him being. As Marco's doubts deepen, Shaw's political powers grow. When Marco finds a mysterious implant embedded in his back, the memory of what really happened begins to return. Very good movie. Not quite a horror, but
that's scary though.
It's scary. It's scary to think that.
Wasn't that based on MK Ultra and other experiments they had done?
Absolutely. Number 6, The Purge, 2013, directed by James DeMonaco. The Purge franchise in its entirety serves as an angry, scathing depiction of politics in America. These movies expose our government as more closely resembling the police state totalitarian oligarchy than it does democracy, depicting class inequality, government abuse of power, and systematic racism. The founding fathers of America introduced an annual law where all citizens are free to commit crime, and that includes murder.
Come to my birthday party.
It's murder.
Murder. So, number 5, The Stepford Wives, because this is a very important election this year, ladies. 2004, directed by Frank Oz. After enduring setbacks in her television career, executive Joanna Eberhardt, played by Nicole Kidman, relocates her family from New York City to the Connecticut suburb of Stepford. While Joanna's husband, Walter, quickly warms up to their new town, she has a hard time adjusting to the Stepford manicured environs that are overly accommodating attitude of an area woman. Soon, Joanna begins to suspect that something is not right. She tries to uncover the Stepford's secret.
Her husband, a big asshole in that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So, good film. Also not really like a horror film, but kind of pertains to this whole thing going on right now. Number 4, Society. Ooh, I love a good body horror movie.
That's the king of 80s body horror.
Absolutely.
Body horror.
There's a butt head in that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is an older one, 1989, directed by Brian Yuzna. Society is a horror comedy that blends body horror and social satire to give a revolting look at class division in America, with a story where the rich come together to literally feed off of the poor and working class.
In a big writhing mass.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's
Definitely check it out. That's on AMC Plus. Again, like they have all the movies. They have all the good ones. Number 3, and it's been on several lists. I know that someone's going to say something about it, but it's such a great. It's so good not to include it. They Live, 1988.
Yeah.
John Carpenter. Hailed as one of the greatest anti-capitalistic films ever to have ever been
100%.
created. It follows John Nada, played by Roddy.
I came here
Piper.
to do 2 things.
Rowdy Piper.
Chew bubble gum and kick ass.
Yes, absolutely.
One of the best fight scenes that
never ends.
Cripple fight!
10-minute fight scene. So a drifter in Los Angeles who comes across a pair of special sunglasses that allows him to see the world as it really is. Definitely watch that movie if you haven't already. I mean, like, what are you doing with your life?
They called him a drifter.
Yeah, because he is. He's just like kind
That's
of
his
like,
thing, yeah. He just comes
A
into town with,
mobile
the wind,
homeless.
with the wind at his back.
oh yeah.
He was like a poor version of Jack Burton in the Pork Chop Express.
Yeah. All right. Number 2, The Dead Zone. That's 1983. My favorite, David Cronenberg. This movie is a cautionary tale against populist candidates who pretend to be for the people. A school teacher awakens from a 5-year coma to discover that he has psychic abilities. After meeting a political candidate for the U.S. Senate, he foresees the destruction of a great magnitude if the politician is to become elected. So he finds a way to not make that happen. Very good film. It's a good book. Like, I like Stephen King. I've read quite a few of his books. Like, and that's one of my favorite ones. It's a good one.
Did you read Maximum Overdrive?
Oh, yes. Yes. I've seen the movie 1,000 times. And number 1.
Curtis! Sorry, okay.
Number 1. You guys gonna guess what number 1 is? Because you're never gonna
You told
guess.
us earlier, I think. And I'm trying to my pot head in this. I'm like,
All right. So number 1, Us.
Oh yeah.
2019, Jordan Peele. Hailed as Jordan's masterpiece, it follows the life of a family when their vacation is disrupted by their doppelgangers. A smart meditation on America's social class system, this country's displaced fear of outsiders, and systematic oppression. You wouldn't think that watching this movie. Like, I had to like watch it a few times to kind of get that, but it does kind of like fit. It fits the bill, and that's why it's like my number 1, because you know, you put the terrible parts of America, you hide them away and not talk about them, and you know, all that stuff. So watch the film. I like it. It's very good.
Tim Heidecker catches the
wrath
of his doppelganger.
I actually was like on a toss-up between that and Get Out, because it's also
Get Out is definitely. I watched Get
Total
Out.
Recall.
I remember when Get Out came out.
Come on. It's totally classist fight there.
Come on, these people need Echo Hagen. I remember seeing his first movie and definitely being like, Get Out? Yeah, that could happen. I could see some rich white people coming up with this plan to fucking steal my body.
Absolutely. But so,
was Get Out also Jordan Peele?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was that his first or his second?
That was his first one.
That was his first, and then it was Us,
and then Nope.
Like, out of all of them, Us was. It really is a masterpiece.
I like Nope, but that's just because of the dual plot aspect of it. And that monkey scene, I'm like, yo, like they should have left that monkey alone.
Like, I've watched that movie several times. There's like a lot of like, so I subscribe to this like group that talks about like different like symbolism in like horror films, and they couldn't understand why that part was added to it. And it's like, man, like it's a creature in the sky.
Yeah, you got to suspend your disbelief a little bit. Like, I mean, the one symbolism that always like stuck with me that in that movie is when those people are getting eaten. If you listen to it, they're not screaming; they're like moaning, like something good is happening to them.
No, I didn't get that at all. I heard that they were like, in my brain, they're screaming. But like, I think the whole like monkey thing is like when you fuck with nature as much as you do, you got to expect that it's going to fuck with you back.
I mean, it also was a plot driving device for that dude being a super asshole.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
And he says nope.
Hence the title.
Nope.
Us is way better though. I mean, like,
no, Us is in terms of pure horror. When the motherfucker come out without eyebrows, staring at you all open eyed, that shit was like the one scene that I thought was like really, really well done in Us is when you're looking at the doppelgangers about to kill the family, the white family, Elizabeth Moss family, and you see it all through their like nice pane glass windows, and you can tell they're super rich, everything's nice, and then these like dirty ass motherfuckers are like look just like them, are killing
like they've
them.
just been like in some like tucked away in some basement and
the
forgotten.
Upside Down.
Yeah.
And then they do Hands Across America.
Yep.
Spoiler.
So those are my films. Let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, hit me up on the chat or something.
Yes.
I don't know. Is anybody chatting?
There were a few people in there. Somebody said homeschoolers rule.
Sargis, that's what got you on that list, remember? You can't
Dude,
say
Sargis,
those things.
Sargis, this is just if you're listening, weed is legal. You don't got to go in the woods to smoke it. Like, you don't got to go hide.
He likes going in the woods.
Yeah, like, you don't hit me up randomly and be like, I'm in the woods by your house. I'm like, what? Like, I'm not going out to the woods. You can come to my apartment and smoke a bowl. What the fuck?
Speaking of doing stuff in the woods,
butt stuff in the woods.
I really like Andre the Giant still to this day.
Oh, yeah, he has a posse.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like he'll make like these comments in some of his interviews about like going for a walk in the woods, and I think that he's doing something other than
I'm doing cocaine in the woods.
Yeah. I heard that he used the bathtub instead of the toilet.
Oh yeah. Like they said, like if he would share a hotel room with people, right? Because a lot of wrestlers, like, you know, it's a way to save money. And they said he would like just like he couldn't sit on a standard toilet without breaking it, so he would just shit in the bathtub and turn the shower on.
But you gotta add, like, you gotta just like tack onto like a boss at the end.
Oh, like a boss.
Because I don't know.
I think it's implied.
It's a pun on plies.
I just remember when I was a kid, he was like super popular, and he was afraid of snakes. So that dude Jake the Snake would come in and just throw a snake at him, and he would run.
The other day, I had 2 bugs in my apartment.
He's
a
blue
spider
crack smoke at him,
and a cricket. There was a spider and a cricket in my apartment. So it was late at night. I didn't want to like get up and like put them outside, you know, because like it's not like an infestation or nothing like that. But I just grabbed 2 glasses out of the cabinet and just covered them up.
You should have just put the cricket like in the spider web.
Yeah,
I do that all the time.
I
help them.
You're a helper. Look for your helpers.
I'm helping.
You know, well, I kind of felt about the next day because the cups were still like.
You killed him.
Well, yes. But at first it was like I felt like I had these prisoners in my apartment because I didn't know if I should, because like they both jump.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, had to manage the situation a little bit.
I say that.
Anyway,
seen that
they
show,
were
The
dead,
OA?
and
Have you ever
I
seen-
cleaned the glasses. It was over.
Have you ever seen the show The OA?
I've
It's on
heard of
Netflix.
it, but I haven't watched it.
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah,
Yes.
dude, that shit. That's what that reminds me of being caught, being under a piece of glass for like and not being able to do shit. Goddamn, dude, that's a nightmare.
Fuck all that.
It was
But at the same time,
adventurous day.
spider crickets fuck them guys too, man. They're crazy.
Man.
They come at you, man. Like
I'm okay with spiders.
Yeah, don't come at me.
spiders.
Yeah.
I'm cool with spider crickets. I'm not cool.
Yeah,
with.
like,
They come at you.
The only thing that sucks about spiders, every now and again, one of them will just like repel close to you or on you. Like I definitely was. I remember I was doing yard work at my old house, and I had a bunch of fucking like shit, like stumps and pieces of branches. I was going to the dump, and all of a sudden, a fucking spider came down inside of my truck. I guess it crawled on me, and it was like right in front of my face. But I was driving down fucking 28, and I'm like, ah!
Yeah, I
love
bet.
that. So, like we were sitting like was Adams found this like spider too. But I was laying on the couch the other day, and like I have a giant loft, and like I'm like looking at it, I'm like there's something like I don't know if that's like a dust particle floating in the like the stream of the sunlight, but it definitely wasn't. Like as it got closer, I'm like, oh, it's a little spider, and it's like, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a long ass. Like I mean, that was a giant,
like 20 foot.
Yeah,
there's always
like,
a shadow
like,
somewhere. You know?
It was like glistening, it was beautiful, and then I was like, no, you're not gonna land on my face, and I put her in one of my plants. But the other day, Adam was like, dude, there's a rogue spider just repelling on people. Like I was sitting here playing video games, and all of a sudden there's a fucking spider just dangling in front of my face.
What up, yo? Can I get that next?
So now we have this like cute little house spider that repels from the tops of the loft, and
what if it's like Charlotte from Charlotte's Web, and you just gotta listen?
Just like fuck you.
Yeah. Draws titties in the
No, I don't think she does that.
That would be awesome.
Man, we get a million in our yard. So in especially in like where the mirror or not the mirrors, but the windows are, the front like that face outward towards the front door. So we get these big spiders that come in there and they make really cool webs, and it's fun to watch how much they eat. And then sometimes one of the other spiders get caught up in their webs and they fight. Spider fights, dude. Also, I've seen Daddy Longlegs mating. I have a video of it on my old phone.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah,
you got spider
intense.
porn.
Yeah, dude, it was like I put porn music to it too. It's great. Yeah, it was sight. Yeah. Oh my god, dude. You know what though? Speaking of spiders, I started to think of my favorite moments on the show in the past year. There was a few of them. I mean, the Raoul bird, that was definitely top 5 material. What else did we have? I mean, we had so much fun.
I know one.
The top one is definitely 100% the snake. I mean, that whole episode in general, like, was in the top 5. Should just be classified as one single moment because from the OnlyFans to the black eye story to her hitting on Lita on the motherfucking via phone when Lita was in TSA. That was fun, man. I mean, that whole episode from top to bottom was amazing.
That was the episode where I jumped the shark age-wise because I had to put on reading glasses to look at titties. So I was like, oh, fuck, I'm old.
Michael, just so you can get a recap, we had a show. It was before our video days, and we had a nice couple on, and they are USDA accredited bee gender assigners and breeders, I guess.
Yeah.
And so they did that part, and then the next thing, and one thing led to another, and then we found out that they had an OnlyFans together, and then we had to take a look at what it was, and it was pretty impressive on all ends. And then no, it was awesome. I mean, like, good for everybody involved, but making money, having fun.
How much was their subscription to?
I don't know, but you used to get a discount code.
Yeah, you get a discount for being on Helltown Radio.
Oh.
Yeah. We'll get it to you. New subscriber for you, Louie, if you're listening. Louie, she actually is pretty proud. She listens a lot. But anyways, then one thing led to another, and homeboy just hands me a bag. I'll show you a video of it in a minute.
It's like a Crown Royal bag.
Yeah, it was a peach Crown Royal bag, and in it was just heavy enough where I didn't know if it was going to be either like a severed human hand or a bag of drugs or a handgun. Yeah, dildos. And so open it up, and inside of it is a 2.5 foot albino ball python.
Oh,
yeah, man.
All right.
And good thing is that I'm cool with snakes, so like I passed the test because
I'd be all right with that.
Meg, if you have a snake phobia, my sister watched it and she freaked out just by watching the video. So like, there are people that are that afraid of snakes.
I think that anything that's like generally acting wild, the fear of the unknown, the unexpected, like a wolf spider in your face, or I think a tame snake is a tame snake, just like a tame dog, and whatever's behind that door is not.
Joe just
trying to get out.
Yeah, he did a cold ass face too.
He didn't say anything about I have a snake. Just handed him a heavy bag.
That was fun. By the way, shout out Joe. It's fantastic. It's fantastic photography and all the cool stuff.
I know. I'm sad I missed that, but I also got to go to this really cool oddity show. So
yeah, that was our first promo video. You made that.
I did.
It's up on Spotify.
The one where the guy talked through it.
That was the first show. Lita was like,
"Oh man,
fuck that motherfucker."
I'm like, I've worked so hard on that fucking thing, and he would not shut the fuck up. Anyway, I'm moving on.
But if you want to go watch that, you can go subscribe on the Spotify. It's there.
It's there.
I'll subscribe on the Spotify.
Along with him talking.
I added a bunch of shows this week. I got to add the whole backlog, the old ones before we had video. Those will be up there too. All the shows will be listed by the guest, and if there's not a guest, it'll just be some wacky title because we had a bunch of shows where it was just us and Matt.
Yeah.
Miss Matt. Matt.
Yeah, Matt Waller, we love you, baby.
Yeah.
We miss you.
Whenever you can come back, the door is always open. Just come in.
The back door, especially.
Mm-hmm. You can diddle that back down.
Dude, you know another one of my favorite moments on the show was
Your mic is not picking up.
Is it now? Is it picking up? Did I knock it out loose?
You might have. No. It's the red, white, and blue cable all the way at the end. Just check where it plugs into the microphone.
Yeah.
I can hear you touching.
Yeah, but you might not be talking directly into.
Hello.
There you go.
Okay, I guess maybe one side of it. Oh, there. That's why, because it's tilted. My bad.
Oh.
Yeah, one of my favorite, my two other favorite moments was when we had Megan on and she had to Lieutenant Joe Kenda leave in the middle of the interview to go take care of business. They had a dead body. She had to go help take care of, but then she came back because there was
sushi.
Yeah, there was sushi.
She's like, well, there is sushi. What if she called her boss like, there's sushi?
But man, there's sushi. He's like, I can dig it. And then my other top 5 moment. I guess 5 and 6 moment would be when Lita brought us the boo baskets.
Oh yeah, those were
dude, that was really fun and cool. But also when Dewey Vaughn stood us up on our 1-year birthday anniversary.
What are you?
I know. I put a nice promo. We put nice promos up and everything. And there's probably people. There might be people watching that ended up just getting hooked into the story by our big hog spaceman here. And presidential candidate, and so yeah,
basically it could be so many things and nothing at the same time.
That's just the essence of life, my grasshopper,
shapeless.
Yeah, dude.
But that's what you know what I'm saying. So that was another. That's my top 6 favorite moment was when Dewey stood us up. So yeah, Dewey, you son of a bitch.
You have any super favorite moments other than somebody talking over your promo?
Man, I have ADHD. I don't remember anything. It's out of sight, out of mind. It does not exist in my little world anymore, unfortunately, even with all the medication.
I liked I like when Rob came on with his sweet greens.
Yeah.
Those were good.
Yeah.
Those were tasty. I do remember
that. That was our finest charcuterie.
Yes, it was. It was very,
we were rolling up charcuterie blunts,
fancy.
Remember?
We were.
Yeah.
We were rolling them up with the
we had
the greens in the middle.
Prosciutto and the greens in the middle.
You can go watch it. It's it's like
I'm
archive.
healthy.
Yeah, that was super fun, man. You know what? The Catamount Lounge show. We forgot.
That was really
dude. That
good.
show for me, it was a good show, but I got drunk way too fast. People kept bringing me whiskey, and by the time we got halfway through the Sneaky Snakes, I was like, I don't know how to type.
I'm jealous because no one brought me drinks.
You did it at the Catamount?
Yeah, we did in the back. That was before video days, though, too.
Yeah, I like the back of the Catamount.
We'll do it again.
We'll do it with.
We'll just have to set it up a day before, so I'm not fucking sweating in there, being like, "Where are all these people back here in our space?"
Yeah, man. There was that. What was it? Man, there's been so many weird ass moments too.
Every fucking time you ordered food and didn't tell us it was coming.
Yeah. My favorite was how many of the DoorDash. It's always the
DoorDash people come in and smoke.
Yeah, they come in and smoke, announce themselves. They're like, "Yo, shout out to the homies out on 13th Avenue. Your boys on the come up. Helltown Radio."
Yeah, the fucking Domino's people do not want to come in. They're like, "Give me my money and let me leave."
They're scared, dude.
Yeah.
They get. Remember when that was at the Catamount show when we ordered in the pizza and I put in there, when you enter the room, I need you to say, "Who wants to sex Matumbo?" And the girl walked in like a fucking deer in headlights. Do I really have to say that? I was like, yes,
dude. I know. I used to do stuff with these guys, the Joke Slingers, and they had a space that had a green screen, so we set up a fake Tonight Show, and we had this shit called "Who's Your Driver." And I never thought people would come in because of this, but like at Who's Your Driver, it took us like fucking, we ordered probably like 7 pizzas before a dude came in. And he came in and fucking, he looks around and I'm sitting behind a desk with a wig on and like a suit and fucking there's lights, like real lights everywhere. And he's like, what are you guys doing? Filming porn in here? Like, so, like immediately, like I was like, no. And like, we only got one dude to do it. And every other time people would be like, no, I'm not going through this door. And just, they would give you your food and drive off.
So where do you get your porn from these days?
The internet.
Yeah.
Like a civilized person.
From this fine obelisk that I stand in sometimes.
You gotta go through all those stupid ass verification.
The new viewing room.
Those are glory holes.
Impenetrable. Impenetrable.
Yeah, like there are a lot of walls, but for some reason I don't know if I maybe I never logged out of fucking X.
Oh, it will because it did to me. I don't remember my password. I'm not going through all that again.
Oh no!
I'm not, like, that's just too much work. I'll use my imagination, you dumb fucks.
Fap.
This is just your reminder. Yeah. Get out there and fucking vote, not just for like the presidency, but you know, everything else, because for real, like, it's just the internet. And it was taken away from us because you dumb fucks didn't vote right. I'm just saying.
I think there's going to be a new internet.
Like I said my piece. We should be able to have the fucking horns.
It's gonna be the bar. It's gonna be the Lita and Michael ticket 2028. Bring porn back. Make porn great again. And
make it easily accessible where I don't have to.
I need the FAP. I don't need your paywall. I don't need your goddamn fucking verification. I got my dick out already. What's going on? I pre-hardened. Now I can't even get off. I want to see titties, not age verifications. Look. If a 17-year-old sees a titty, who does it hurt? It hurts me if you take away my goddamn right to jerk off. It's Fat Fest. Leave my dick alone. Leave my dick out of politics. Exactly. Also, leave vaginas out of politics, you weirdos.
And conspiracy theories. Leave them out too, man.
Yeah.
That used to be a nice place, safe place. Anyways.
Leave our genitals out of your political decisions.
Yeah, genitalia, conspiracy theories. Cannabis, squirrels and raccoons.
Eventually,
shout out to Peanut. Arrest and power to Peanut and Fred.
I want to go to a flat Earth convention. I just want to learn more.
Just to talk shit.
I don't know.
It's pretty simple, dude. It's pretty simple, dude.
God made dinosaurs 2 years ago.
There's also a little
when Jurassic Park came out is when dinosaurs were invented.
And
oh man,
I thought about submitting like a keynote paper to it. It's like just talk about life.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we're gonna wrap this bitch up.
Thank God.
You got any plug? You want to talk about your social media? Is anything you want to let people know about?
Oh, just support your local telephone booths.
Yeah, do that shit.
Superman style.
Don't put glory holes in them, Brian Sargis.
Impenetrable stainless steel.
Go camping.
Yeah.
More.
You got any homies you want to shout out?
Oh yeah. We've got Kent Taylor, Patrick Modine, John Murray, Kelly Smith, Rashid Ali, Tom Hoops, everybody in the Shenandoah Valley that says what's up. I guess. I love this place. I really do. I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
P. Moody. You had a lot of shout outs. I'm appreciating that, dude. Once you got past 5, I was like, God damn, that's awesome.
I think I just named like the last 10 people I messaged.
He just said a bunch of names.
So I can remember.
Fred.
Chris, comedy.
Oh, yeah. So we do have a show coming up at the Catamount Lounge on November the 17th, which is a Sunday. We're going to be starting around 7:30-ish or so. It's going to be featuring John Yeager is going to be our headliner. We have Angela Robinson, Aaron Coyne, Pat Paulson, Tony, Songbird Tina, but sometimes known as Tony.
Songbird Tony.
We have Brian Sargis, Kevin Dodds coming out of retirement for this one.
Off the bench.
Headlining John Yeager though, which is really cool because he's a very established gentleman. He's also an alumni of the show. in a telecommunicative form. He was in a phone booth actually, but he was probably masturbating. Shout out John
Yeager. I was in a phone
Yeager.
booth at one of his shows once.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
I would stay in there too if I saw him on stage.
I think it was in like Chantilly.
Just
or
kidding.
something.
But I'm pumped. Who else was on there? I think Ace Jackson, also from Black and White. Shout out to Ace, also an alumni of the show. Yeah, we got a lot. It's gonna be really fun and exciting. Oh, Coke, I don't know, Coke Jenner also gonna be there. But yeah, that's everybody that's gonna be on the show. I think it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be at the Catamount Lounge. It's gonna be on Sunday night, November the 17th. It's gonna be starting around 7:30ish. We are going to have. It's going to be benefiting the Humane Society, and then also through the Humane Society, animals displaced by the hurricane. What else is there to be said about that? Yeah, be there, be square, or make a donation through us or whatever. But I'll be putting up a promo for it soon. Chris Bishop making a really bitchin' promo poster for us. Also, alumni of the show. I will keep dropping alumni of the show as I go through this 1 year goodbye tirade. But this has been an amazing year. Very, very, very fun. Very, very cool. I couldn't do it with like too many cool people like these two right before me. Lita is amazing, and all the things she does and brings to the table, all the spookiness, and also like the nurturing maternal stuff, which is fantastic. George for being a gracious host and provider and producer, and wild man and sexy son bitch, and also brings diversity to the show with half blackness. Really appreciate that because.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. Shout out to y'all.
And then and I was gonna say Michael, and I'm getting to you, brother. But so anyways, thank you very much for coming out literally on a whim. Like we were waiting for Dewey Vaughn again. Dewey Vaughn, we were waiting for him. He flaked on us, bastard. But he.
I think I know where to find him.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he's probably.
Dude, you better shit your pants. That's the only logical excuse.
And there's. That's a given. We were hoping he was coming in.
Just stand at the gazebo and just shout Dewey. He'll come.
What? What? Well, we would have had the king there to talk. I was going to talk about how we're going to pass the torch to me once he, becomes incapacitated.
I'm telling you, you got to keep.
You probably dropped the torch.
Well, now I'm going to have to take it.
Yeah, dude, you're going to have to be the king of the 5 rounds.
Now we're going Highlander.
Elbow yourself in there.
There can only be one.
I thought we could be collaborative. Now we must become enemies. No, I was kidding, Dewey. I love you, you dumbass. But anyways, but seriously, Michael, that was really cool of you to show up, especially because you have some really cool shit to talk about. In the future, we'll probably need to call you in on some technical advice and insight.
Yeah, we need satellite.
And we also want to hear some updates on this project because it sounds really cool, man. Because this is like one of those things that when it goes worldwide, we'll be like, remember that time on our our little podcast that we had the predecessor to Elon Musk's empire. But anyways, and also president of the United States in 2028, and also possible internet porn king.
It makes you wonder what I actually want to be known for out of all of that.
All around cool dude. All around cool dude, man. Yeah, very much. Also, man, thank you very much for all. He hooks me up with comics when he's done reading with them, and I'm like, yo, that's really fun. Like he is getting the American Psycho series. It's been that's tight.
You got that.
Yeah,
nice.
dude.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Also, Robbie D's Micro Peens. We also want to shout out Microgreens. Robbie D's
Combs Record Service.
Yeah, Combs Record Service. Josh Huff, Brandon Wright,
Catamount Lounge.
Yeah, Catamount Lounge.
Sneaky Snakes.
Phil Taylor, Paul Janicola, Chris Bishop,
Punky Brewsters.
the Punky
Joe MartinGuitar.com.
Joe Martin, the motherfucking man, aka Professor Diddlefingers. I'll be the one to say it, so you're not villainized this time. And
he did not like that last night. I suggested. I was like, you know what? You should change the name of your website to. And he was all like, no,
don't say it. Do not say it. Man, I'm trying to think. Megan Haas. Let's see. Charles and Karen. Charles and
Main Sheet.
Yeah, Main Sheet Greeks. They're an offshoot of the Ku Klux Klan.
Lord.
That was kidding. Main Street Geek. What else, man? We've had so many people. Rachel. Rachel Failmezger. Former Pavement and Vinova Glory.
She should come back. She probably she's got stories, I bet.
Yeah, she's maneuvering through her new adventures in life in corporate America. So yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of new stuff to hear about. Who else? Come on, Lita. Who am I? Come on, you can't be that disassociated.
I disassociate all the time.
Oh my god!
Like right now.
Oh, she's like, what?
Totally not here.
What are we talking about? Pink. Pink's the answer.
Lita.
What? Oh.
Your art, everything.
Yeah, so if you want to check out my online sort of portfolio selling thing, I actually have not like sold anything on this. I have gotten people to like hit me up about like commission stuff. But if you want to see my artwork, you can go to Instagram. Go to that is odd all _ you'll find my stuff, or you can hit me up regular life stuff and funny memes, and all my stories are hilarious. I laugh at my own stories. But anyway, you can find me there, Alola on Loan. Sometimes I tag my other art like page, so if you happen to see that and you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can. Or you can find me on Facebook. That's Lita Diamond. So
do it.
Friend
Do it
me.
now.
I might friend you back. Maybe. I don't know. I don't like people.
Go over to at Helltown Radio on all the socials. I have one called Dirtbag Radio. I need to change the name.
Oh,
Who also, speaking of change the name, you're going to have to change the name on today's podcast because it probably wasn't Michael.
Yeah, I'll have to go back in before I post it.
I'm Big Nerd LOLZ on the internet.
Big Nerd LOLZ.
Big Nerd
LOLZ.
Yeah,
How's
Big
you
Nerd
doing?
LOLZ, yeah.
That's what he calls it.
So I'd like to thank both of you and Matt. I hadn't done this in a long time, and it was a fucking something I needed to do because I wasn't doing shit. It's you guys have done a lot. Chris, you book everything. Thank you for that. Like, it's something I cannot do. I can fucking type things in computers and fucking set up microphones. Beep. Thank you for that, because the show took a big leap once you started booking guests every week. It's a big thing. And it's something I'm terrible at, so thank you for doing that. And Lita, thank you for coming. You have the most busy life of anybody I've ever fucking met. You have a lot of shit.
Bro, is that a giant fucking spider right there?
Yeah, dude.
He heard it was the party to be at. He's like, yo, you got some charcuterie?
That's a big one. I mean, it's not that big, but it's pretty big.
Aw, we can't
You bring
live
spiders?
in
You summon spiders, Lita.
Yeah, thank you for summoning Spider. But thank you for coming. I know it's a hassle sometimes. Like tonight, you got to go back and fucking do stupid shit that you don't want to do.
Womp womp.
But you show up and you bring a charcuterie and make sure that like we aren't trifling. And you bring up the class level for the show. Otherwise, it'd just me and Chris talking about balls for fucking 2 hours.
Balls. Jesse. Yeah. Speaking of balls, Jesse James. Also, shout out that guy.
www.thestarphone.com.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah. There it is. Thestarphone.com.
Did you just buy it and set it up? Because if you did during the show, I'd be like, that's the most awesome shit.
Yeah. Who else is K
ago.
Swizzy?
K Swizzy.
Who else?
Ryan the Magician.
Ryan the Magician.
Ryan the Piss Magician.
Who, by the way, we'll be playing this Saturday.
At
the
the
first
Cat
magic show on Main Street in over 30 years.
Ryan, I'm volunteering to pull on those fucking fish hooks. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay, yeah, Ryan Daniels, if you're watching, and you should be, you motherfucker. Yeah, who else is there, man?
Get a new LeBray piercing.
Starphone.com was 15,000, so got
Woo!
that's like phase 2.
Phase 2. You have
Christian Shannon, Eli.
The Starphone was 99 cents.
who else?
Louie and Joe, of course.
Jason.
Louie and Joe.
Jason, yeah. What was your D?
Oh yeah, Deemer.
Yeah, Deemer.
Fucking.
There he goes.
Where?
He's
There he
leaving.
goes, our friend Spider.
All right, I'm gonna go rescue him. Sorry, guys.
Jason from Kill Your Lawn.
Yeah. Oh, man.
She's pulling a Mike Hasty.
Ooh, Mike Hasty.
Yeah.
We haven't shouted out Mike Hasty. Yo, Mike Hasty, part 3 coming soon.
Of 75
that
years of
pretty
awesome.
Oh, man.
Lita literally wrangled a spider.
That was amazing. That's the most athleticism I've ever seen you display, Lita.
Okay.
That was fantastic.
Teamwork.
Shout out to Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly.
She's been
Everybody that listens, Lauren.
All the
Lauren,
Kellys,
yeah,
all the
Laurent,
Mikes, all the
Mike's, yeah.
all the Chris's,
hosts.
all the Georges.
everybody, thank you for listening to the show. Would just be us talking.
I feel like we're Hammer right now. MC Hammer receiving an award.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like Michael Jackson. Who else? Man, who else do we? There's so many people that. You know,
I think the screen was just 80% Lita's ass right there.
Yeah. And for some reason, people
You're
paused
welcome.
there.
Yeah, you just made somebody really happy. There's somebody watching right now that's like, spung.
Ruck from Ruck Entertainment.
Lita's arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Talking through my set.
Oh my
Hell's
God,
wrong with
dude, I forgot about that. Oh man, I'm so sorry, but that shit was super fucking funny. I don't know.
This is everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for listening, letting us do this. If you're listening, you haven't subscribed, subscribe on the YouTube at Helltown Radio and on Spotify. They're both up there.
Officer Duvall. Yeah. Officer Duvall.
There'll be a bunch more stuff coming up. There's going to be more promo videos, different little things. And every time you go on Spotify, a lot of those videos are going to have polls. Take those polls. I'll pick somebody out of the polls, and maybe we'll send you some shit.
Literally.
Get some prizes. Thank you guys.
Oh wait, Magfest.
Magfest.
Yes. All of Magfest.
All of Magfest.
You should go to that. Magfest.org.
Remember, this week is yours. You could fucking sit around on the couch or you could suplex that sumbitch. Grab it by the waist and suplex it.
Disconnection.
Life is your oyster. Stick your finger in your pee hole.
Bye-bye.
Urethra!